Welcome to Caravel Academy here in Bear, Delaware. I'm Craig Laskowski here with Mike Lang, Jason Winchell, and Nick Halliday on camera. Mike Lang will be doing play-by-play with us. I'll be here for your color commentary, but I'll tell you what, we got a clash of the Titans here today, Mike. First pitch about to take off, two undefeated teams.
Yeah, okay, Caravel and Conrad, and on the mound for the Buccaneers, it's Garrett Bone, and we're underway. We'll get to the lineups and defensive settings here in a second. That's ball one from Garrett Bone. He's the ace. We got a couple of aces. Nick Dello Buono going for the Red Wolves. Garrett Bone going for the Bucks. Here's the 1-0 pitch. And that was a strike call, so we got a little stuff going on here. The batter is Justin O'Connor. He sends a ground ball to third base there, played by number 11, and that is Jaden Brown. Across the diamond for the out, and that is one down. The rest of the lineup for Conrad: batting second, Mark Spohr at second base. Batting third, Sawyer DeLuca in left field. Carter Barkowski, the first baseman, hits fourth. Nick Dello Buono, the pitcher, batting fifth. Jonathan Downs bats sixth. He's in right field. Shane Wilson at shortstop bats seventh. Brendan Zielinski catching, he'll bat eighth. And batting ninth, the center fielder, Jack Fleetwood. This is Spohr. He sends the chopper toward first base. And a little funny hop played over there by the first baseman. That's Jacob Goldstein. He makes the play on two quick outs here at Caravel. Setting up besides Goldstein out there. And Craig, there's a designated hitter, so I'm going to miss one of the we'll have to get the fielder. But at second base, it's Will Caldwell. The shortstop is Matt Rice. At third base is Jaden Brown. There's a single into left center field. Might be more than a single.
I might get extra bases here, Mike.
This runner's going to second base. This
Gonna
is
have
Gavin.
a play.
That's right, Gavin Evans. That's a double for Sawyer DeLuca. I'm trying to keep Squash Pie right down what these guys actually do.
So Sawyer DeLuca with a great gapper right there. Doesn't split the gap, but it gets there far enough that he makes it a double, able to stretch it into a double.
Brings up Carter Barkowski, the first baseman.
Yeah,
Craig, I'm not sure who we have missing from the Caravel defensive alignment. Like we said, it's Jaden Brown at third base. In right field is Jackson Gable. Center fielder is Gavin Evans. And left field that's who we're missing, Craig. So if you can get a number of this left fielder, let us know who it is. The left fielder will not be batting. Designated hitter batting tonight for the Bucks. We still have to worry about the Red Wolves. This is Carter Barkowski. Swings the first pitch, and he misses strike one. They've been really aggressive, Craig, going after Bone early here, not getting deep into counts.
Yeah, you've noticed that they've been swinging first, second pitch, making contact. The first two were quick outs, but then that double, now a chance to drive in some runs.
That ball bounces away from Hunter Skelton, the catcher for Caravel, and moving up to third base is Sawyer DeLuca. Saw a runner 90 feet away with two outs, and the Conrad softball team has some people. Did you guys win today? They play Padua. Conrad gets the win, so there's an update. Look at that. We get an instant update here, Craig.
Instant
there's
update
a wild
on the
pitch.
field.
Here comes DeLuca. There's a play at the plate, and he is out at home plate.
Wait.
And now wait, are they going to change? Safe at home.
He changes the call.
So
he
Kelly
calls him
Wilson,
out.
Kelly's out there now, but Kelly Wilson, the coach of Conrad, he just got the call. And here comes Coach Kristen Caldwell for Caravel. So it's going to be 1-0 Red Wolves, as the initial call was out, and then he switched it to safe. And now Coach Caldwell wants to know why the change. And Kelly was out there in a hurry for no reason.
I think it was because he missed the plate at first.
Said catcher may have dropped the ball.
And maybe he was pointing at the ball being dropped or the misplay. That's the only reason you usually see them point in those cases.
So 1-0. The count is not up on the scoreboard. I believe it's 2-1.
Yeah, I believe the ball was dropped. And once the umpire saw the ball in the dirt, then he called him safe. Either way, 1-0 here.
Caravel hurt by a couple of wild pitches, and the count is 3-1 now to Barkowski. He'll be followed by Nick Dello Buono, who we'll get to see pitch in a couple of minutes. Beautiful night here in in Bear. It was a warm day. There's a line drive to the shortstop caught there by Matt Rice, and that's going to do it. So they got a run on one hit, nobody left on base, and after a half inning, it's Conrad 1, Caravel coming to bat. We're going to stay here between
I believe so.
top.
We'll be
We're going to
staying
keep it here. Craig, we'll get some updates as we go along. I know Salesianum and Tower Hill played today. There was a bunch of baseball games because it's Thursday. Tower and Sally's were tied at 4 after 4 innings. That's when Jason bailed, I think, from Tower Hill. Have you ever seen a game at Tower?
I have.
They got the fence.
Yeah.
It's hard to take pictures, but it's a great place to watch a game. It's an 8-foot fence out there, I think, in the outfield there at Tower Hill. I was at girls lacrosse today watching Padua and Wilmington Charter. That was a 15-11 Pandas win. The offense,
man,
did not stay home.
No, it did not at all.
This game's so important. We have Caravel football coach John Reed is on hand. Caravel boys basketball coach Mark Tobin is here.
Yeah.
DIAA enforcement guru Joe Papilli's right here next to us.
Yeah, we were getting some info from him before the game. All legal info.
He's not giving us any inside stuff.
All public knowledge. But I'll tell you what, we got a great crowd here. Both stands full for 2 undefeated teams and their aces. So this should be a heck of a ball game. And after 1 half inning, 1-0.
So we'll get you that Caravel lineup. Sorry, I catch up on my outs here. I keep forgetting them. I'm holding my score sheets today. Leading off for Caravel, it's going to be the third baseman, Jaden Brown. Batting second, shortstop Matt Rice. Gavin Evans, the center fielder, will bat third. Hunter Skelton, the catcher, hitting fourth. Garrett Bone, the pitcher, bats fifth. So both pitchers in the 5th slot in the lineup. Jacob Goldstein bats sixth. He's the first baseman. Owen Groff, the designated hitter, will hit 7th. Jackson Gable in right field hits 8th. And Will Caldwell bats 9th. He plays second base. So Caravel got 2 quick outs there in the first, and then that double by DeLuca. And so 2 wild pitches led to the 1 run that we have so far. Craig, I was able to see Caravel a couple weeks ago. They played Newark Charter right here. It was a 1-0 game in 8 innings.
Barn burner.
Garrett Bone pitched that night against Newark Charter's, I got the kid's name, Gerard. He's going to Goldie. He deserves to have me to remember his name. I just don't have it off the top of my head.
Give him his flowers.
He deserves
That's
it.
what happens when you start to get a little up there in age.
Goldie Beacon's going to love this kid.
Yeah, the mind goes and you can't remember anything. I'm not even 40 yet and I can't remember anything. So.
I'm sorry, not Deron. Deron Griffin is the young man's name.
Close enough.
Deron Griffin, and he's outstanding. I saw him pitch last year at Salesiano. He had a great night there, and I saw him pitch at St. Mark's last year and got to see him this year here at Caravel. Lights are on, not yet taking effect. It's a beautiful night here in mid-April. There's a ground ball up the middle. That's going to be a tough one. But what a play at shortstop.
That's a heck of a play there by Shane Wilson.
Shane Wilson comes across to his left. I thought the ball might hit the second base bag, in which case it would have been a base hit. But
yeah, it looked like a seeing eye single right up the middle, but he was able to shift to his left nicely, make a strong throw.
That was a nice play by Shane Wilson. Batting second now is Matt Rice, the shortstop, a right-hander. Nick Dello Buono throws an off-speed pitch there, and he misses. That's ball 1.
We were watching Dello Buono warm up, and he's got some stuff, man.
Yeah, he's a really good pitcher.
Yeah.
I think he pitched in the state championship game last year against Cape Henlope. But there's a chopper. Played a third across the diamond. This throws high, but coming down with it on first base is Goldstein. I'm sorry, not Goldstein. Is Carter Barkowski. The throw there by third baseman Justin O'Connor. You mentioned that,
yeah. And I was just about to say, we're set up right here behind O'Connor on the third baseline. And people don't realize that third base throw, third base to first base, man, that is a heck of a throw from behind third base. I mean, that's probably the hardest throw on the diamond.
And Barkowski went up the ladder to get it and managed to keep his feet on the bag when he came down. Batting third here, this is Gavin Evans, the center fielder. He takes a pitch and had a coach in the way, but I believe that was strike 1.
Yeah, got sometimes that third base coach here when we're set up along the third
There's
base side
no
of the
respect.
fields.
No respect at all.
How dare they?
Nick's got the platform, so I think his shot is just fine up there.
Yeah, he's up there in the
Nick's in the clouds.
yeah, he's in the clouds. He's in the
I
ether,
get the sun, right? He's in the sun.
up in the atmosphere.
Nick's in the sun field.
He's up there with Artemis too, although they already came down.
That's two strikes rather. Pitch is high and outside, 1 and 2. Should Evans get on, Hunter Skelton will bat for the Bucks. They have not trailed much this year. It's just 1-0. They had a good game here against William Penn last week. There's a pitch just outside, and it's 2-2. I believe that game was 10-9 against the Colonials. William Penn, always a strong program over there, not too far from here. Off-speed chopper. That's a foul ball.
Yeah, another thing we have the, I guess you'd say, the luck of here on the third baseline, we can kind of see Delabono's grip a little bit. So you can tell on that one he was throwing that off-speed pitch because he had his hand kind of wrapped around it. But, man, he's got a nasty off-speed pitch.
Looking at the 5 state championship baseball banners on the fence here. There's a foul ball.
I'm glad I moved my car.
Yeah, this is a dangerous spot for parking. The guy driving the bus for Conrad, I said, you're in a bad spot. He didn't care.
No, he didn't
He
care.
said the bus is like over 200,000 miles on it.
Yeah, that's exactly what he said. He's like, it's got 200,000 miles on it. You can hit that thing all you want.
There's a 2-2 pitch, off-speed pitch, chopped.
Oh, there. Right on cue.
It's going to be missing the bus.
Oh.
We almost got it.
We almost, I tell you what, that was like the reverse of the announcer's jinx.
The poor guy might be taking a nap in there. He said he's been driving for 12 hours. Yeah.
Hit the top. But that almost was like right on cue. That missed the bus by about a foot.
Craig, I parked approximately 800 feet from here.
Yeah, I moved my car from
Mickey
where the
Mantle
last shot was.
couldn't hit my car because he's dead. But
well,
even a live guy couldn't hit it.
That would be the reason.
There's a pitch in the dirt, and the count is full. So good job here at bat by Gavin Evans to make Dello Buono throw some pitches after 2 quick outs to start the inning.
Couple foul balls, staying alive here in this at bat. Worked it full.
Here's the full count pitch inside. And Evans works a walk. 2-out runner. This what started things for Conrad.
Yeah, just like in the last inning, 2-out base runner and came around on some wild pitches. That didn't even get hit home. No RBIs there.
That'll bring up the catcher, Hunter Skelton. Number 10, he's going to bat for Coach Kristen Caldwell. Transition from the girls basketball job here to baseball. We talked to her before the game, and she helped us with our situation here, and Kristen's enjoying the baseball.
Yeah, absolutely. Definitely.
Missing the basketball, she said, but she's keeping herself busy. That is a ball, I believe, yes. As they're throwing right through the third base coach. Yeah, Kristen's great. You usually see her, there's a quick throw to first, and nice play over there by Barkowski. You can usually find Kristen, she's just up against the fence somewhere. Doesn't say a whole lot. Here's the pitch. That's ball 2. Now it's a called strike. I'm glad I heard Nick say strike. We're going to have to move the coach. He's like right at the plate. Right in line with the plate. Here, I can see Skelton here.
Yeah, he needs to take like a step to the left or right so we can see the
There's a
hit and run
ball
on.
in the right field. The hit and run is successful. Evans to third base and a single to right field for Hunter Skelton, and the Bucks are in business with 2 outs, first and third.
A perfect hit and run.
Yeah, he hit. That's usually had the shortstop cover. They sent the second baseman to cover.
Yeah, perfect hit and run there. And Evans had to jump over the baseball on his way to second base to make sure he was not called out there.
That's going to bring the pitcher, Garrett Bone, to the plate. He can help himself here, and he's a big dude. Garrett can, one of Mark Tobin's basketball players, he can hit the ball a long way. He doesn't need to do that here. A single drive home or run. That's in the dirt. It gets by the catcher. And sliding in safe is Gavin Evans, and we're tied at 1. 2 wild pitches score runs.
Deja vu all over again as they score their 1 run the exact same way as Caravel did in the first half of the inning. I'm sorry, as Conrad did in the first half of the inning. Now Caravel does in the bottom half of the inning. Almost exactly the same. 2-out base runner and everything.
So Bone now with Skelton in scoring. They didn't are not running for the catcher. He's running for himself out there. No, that is a pinch runner, number 22. Craig, you can tell us who that is. There's a line drive in right field. Played on one hop. Are they going to send him? They are not, and that's probably a good idea. The thrown into home. Great throw there from right fielder. Right fielder Jonathan Downs fires a BB to home plate. And who's that runner? 22?
The runner was number 22, Latimer Awerda.
Yeah, he'd have been a dead duck at home on that one, but a base hit for Bone.
Awerda.
I don't know if they are pinch running for their pitcher. I don't see a courtesy runner out there. So it looks like Garrett Bone is going to stay on the bags and run for himself. First and third, 2 outs for Jacob Goldstein. Goldstein watches that one get in the dirt. Nice stop back there by the catcher, Brendan Zielinski.
Yeah, you got to be careful now if you're Conrad with Awerda on third base here. And he's a good runner.
Craig, I bought 1 liter of water. I probably need like 3. There's a swing and a miss on an off-speed pitch, 1-1.
Yeah, I almost finished my bottle of water before the game started.
0-2, and that's a little bit too far for me to walk between innings to get to the next one. So we're going to have to ration the water. So it's an 0-2 pitch here. Delo Bueno can get out of it. That's outside, and Bone coasts into second base. We'll give him a stolen base because I'm a nice guy. Don't let that get out. Second and third, 2 outs. 1-2 count on Jacob Goldstein. He can help the Bucks out a whole lot here with a single. He fouls that one off and stays 1-2. Love watching games here, Craig. This facility is just spectacular. Great sight lines. And now Bone is going to come out, so they're going to send in a courtesy runner after he was in there for several pitches. And if we get you a number, we'll let you know. Number 5.
That would be number 5, Kane Simondinger. Simondinger. He's an 8th grader.
8th grader. He's getting a nice lead out there.
I was wondering why I didn't recognize the name.
That's just outside, 2-2. Red Wolves fans wanted that one.
That was close.
2-2. There was a Simondinger who played a couple sports at Padua. I don't know if they're related or not. Camille Simondinger, Cam.
Yeah, Kane Simondinger, 8th grader, only 8th grader on the roster.
2-2 pitch from Delo Bueno. He's getting his pitch count up there. Just outside, and it's a full count.
Another full count. Both pitchers having a bit of a tough time in the first inning.
Pitch counts are up to 105 and have been for at least a week. But you still don't want to be racking up 40 pitches in the first inning. Full count pitch. Swinging, that's sent into deep right field. Deep. Oh, what a running catch at the fence by Jonathan Downs, and he tracked that one down. A good jump from Downs, and he saved them 2 runs right there.
Absolutely. What a catch. He made 2 great plays in that half inning, saving the throw at home at one point. But we're going to go to commercial here, and we'll be right back.
First State Orthopedics has 46 physicians and 22 physician's assistants at 16 locations across the state of Delaware. We provide both surgical and non-surgical treatment for a variety of orthopedic conditions, are specially trained in current state-of-the-art techniques. We serve as team physicians for over 20 high schools, Wilmington University, and many local recreational and competitive leagues. Our doctors are readily available to all local emergency departments, medical aid units, and urgent care centers for consultation and treatment. Give us a call today at 302-731-2888 or visit us online at firststateortho.com.
All right, back in Bear at Caravel Academy, Mike Lang, Craig Laskowski. We should mention Jason Winchell producing tonight. Nick Halliday up on the stand on the camera. And a nice play by Downs to end that inning. He'll bat second in this inning. Nick Delabuono will bat first. Jonathan Downs and Shane Wilson, the batters for the Red Wolves, against Garrett Bone.
I tell you what, I think Downs saw that we had the 302 player of the game chain in the house and decided, you know what, I'm going to go for that. I'm going to be an early contender for that in the first inning and keep this game tied.
That was, I'm going to write this down here. That was Jacob Goldstein, a long out to right field. Yep, Phillies are off tonight, so we're glad you could join us.
Thank God the Phillies are off tonight.
Delabuono swings and misses.
Nobody wants to watch that.
They've had a rough go of it. You know, they'll have like a good inning or a good game, and then it's
three bad games.
Yeah, it'll be 18 innings of nada. 0-1 pitch. It's a curveball.
A little high.
It's a little upstairs. Craig, all these guys are coming down, standing right in your way.
Yes, they are. It's all right. I might have to come up there and join you, put my arm around you, up on the fence.
1-1 is the count. 2-1 is that one's high and inside. We mentioned Caravel, I believe 7-0. Conrad, I believe 7-0. We can look that stuff up. I did look it up earlier today when I was looking at rosters and stuff. That ball sent to the first baseman, Goldstein. He recovers in time and gets it to Bone. Nice play for out number one. Good play there by Jacob Goldstein. He had it bounce off his chest but stayed right with it.
Yeah, stayed with it, didn't panic. Made sure he was able to get it to his first baseman in time for a first out. You can kind of hear that one die off the bat, had that thud.
That'll bring the right fielder, Jonathan Downs. He probably got his breath back after running back to the 325 sign for that fly ball in the first.
Let's see if he still got his adrenaline going.
Craig, I was at Salesian the other night. They put distances up on the fence finally.
Oh.
So it's a short porch to right, but it kicks out pretty quickly.
Yeah, we got our distances here as well as that pitch goes in high for ball one.
Yeah, it's 325 down both lines, 375 to the alleys.
Yeah.
And there's nothing really marking dead center. Well, dead center looks like more like 375 as well. So it might be a little deeper to the scoreboard area. It's a good shot here to get one out. Here's the 1-1 pitch. Speaking of which, there's a shot to left center field. It is up against the fence, and that will be a triple for Downs. Can he get there?
That's going to be a stand-up
triple for Jonathan Downs, and he's excited.
I tell you what, he made the long, loud out to right field to end the last inning. I said he might be an early candidate for the 302 sports chain, and he leads off his game with a triple to dead center field.
Well, center fielder Gavin Evans made an effort and laid out for that one, but when he missed it, it took a few minutes there for – did we get the number for the left fielder? I can't see it from here.
It is a single digit.
Is that 3?
It may be 3. However, I did not bring the binos today.
There's a wild pitch. Here comes Downs. He slides in safe, and the third run of the game scores on a wild pitch.
And Downs gets the second run of the game for Conrad and the first run of this inning for them. 2-1 now. And once again, making his case for player of the game. What a start for that young man.
So a triple for Downs. He scores on the wild pitch. 2-1 Red Wolves. We're in the top of the second here from Caravel Academy. I don't know if the field has a name here. Just the Caravel Academy, Caravel Field.
I would assume it does.
Like,
it is the, here you go. It is the Paul.
Oh, can you see that?
Oh, I can't read that.
Nigerbrugge.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, the legendary coach. You know, if Kristen wins a championship in baseball, she already has one in girls basketball. They'll be naming all kinds of stuff after her here.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
Legend. She's a legend here.
She's on her way to the Hall of Fame.
There's a poke into center field. Coming on hard is Evans, and he gets to that one for out number 2. Good recovery by Evans. I think he took a step back when he saw that one off the bat.
Yeah, Gavin Evans putting in some work here in this half inning as he went after that long fly ball to center field, dove right on his chest. You could tell he was little winded, out of breath there, but he's back and he makes that play.
Didn't even driving the oxygen tank out for me. Here's Zielinski, the catcher.
Oh, yeah.
With 2 outs, nobody on. Pitch from Bone. Outside, ball 1. Good crowd you mentioned on hand. We got fans down here joining us.
Yeah, they're joining us here at the 302 Sports Table. Luckily, they're short enough that I can see over them.
Lucky for you, I had to be up against the fence because my initial thought was to get one of these tables that weighs like 800 pounds.
Oh, yeah.
And then we could have sat on the table.
Yeah, unless you have a bulldozer to move that. Although we do have this, what do we got back here? Some heavy machinery that looks like it flattens things. Cement roller?
Cement roller.
Okay.
Could have pushed the table over.
I'm trusting your expertise.
We could ask Joe Papilli to carry the table over.
Yeah.
Swing and miss on that last one. Here's the 1-2 pitch. And he swings and misses, and that is strike 3, and that's going to do it for Conrad. They do pick up the go-ahead run on the triple by Jonathan Downs and the wild pitch. So after 1.5 innings, it's 2-1. Conrad, Craig, Monday night is our next event, and we will be right back here at Caravel Academy. It's the softball game and the dedication of the field right to our left to the late coach Randy Johnson. So we're going to, I know Shane Timmons will be here. I believe, Craig, you were on the schedule, if I'm not mistaken. I will be down here, I believe, as well. So, Nick, I don't know if Nick's coming on Monday, but we're going to we'll have the crew here for the Randy Johnson Field dedication ceremony. And Randy, a co-winner of our DSBA Coach of the Year this year, unfortunately, a posthumous award.
Yes.
We lost Randy last fall, or in the wintertime after a stroke. So, but he won, I believe, the last 5 state championships here at Caravel. Built quite a dynasty here. And the facility's great. There's always kids playing out there. These are out. And they're good because they're out there practicing on their own all the time. I mean, it looks like there's a kids game out there. No, little kids that are out there now. But.
Yeah, I mean, that's how you get better. I mean, you look at just the crowd that you have here because you got kids hanging out. They want to support their friends. They want to support their teammates.
And they like primetime games.
Yes,
in
absolutely.
Nice weather.
Yes, and this is one of the first really nice nights of the season. So it's nice to see the crowd out here, all the students who aren't even athletes, too, just coming out to support their fellow classmates and athletes.
Is that a baseball score? So is Cape Henlopen 15, Sussex Central 13, and a couple extra points were missed there.
Yeah, a couple of missed extra points, maybe 2-point conversion somewhere.
Cape Sussex Tech was able to upset Cape earlier this season. The Cape Vikings, though, will be right there come tournament time.
As they always are.
As they always are. So for the second inning for the Buccaneers, it's going to be 7-8-9. Owen Groff, the designated hitter, will lead off. He's a lefty. Jackson Gable bats second. Will Caldwell will bat third against Nick Dello Buono. Nick has to cut down on the number of pitches that he threw in the first inning. He can stretch this a little further. And here's the first pitch to Groff. Swing, and it's a ground ball right back to Dello Buono. Has a little trouble picking up. Recovers. And he gets the out at first. Nice play by Nick Dello Buono. One pitch.
Yeah, good reflexes there to stop it before it went through the wickets there and up the middle. And made it easy play to first base.
We're going to need some of that from Dan Vladar.
Absolutely. And now we got the Flyers playing right in the middle of night 1 of WrestleMania. I mean, we're going to have 2 TVs up.
The tablet over here and the laptop over there. The batter is Jackson Gable, the right fielder.
Question is, which one do you have the sound on? I say WrestleMania.
Probably Mania.
Mania, and then you just keep the Flyers soundless.
There's a shot into left field. Oh, cut off at shortstop across the diamond. Not in time. Nice play there by Shane Wilson, but Gable able to beat it out for an infield single, and he's on at first with 1 out.
Yeah, Gable was boogieing down the line there.
Good play by Shane Wilson. I thought that was going through.
Yeah, very strong throw by Shane Wilson, but he had it on the backhand. He had to stop, set himself, and Gable was making his way down the line pretty hastily. So that was going to be a tough play no matter what.
The lefty, Will Caldwell, Comes up to bat. We'll see if he's swinging away here. I don't imagine he'll be bunting.
Tell you what, there's some great baseball names on Caravel's team. That one's headed
Coming
our way,
right at-
perhaps
gonna
to
get
the
the
bus.
bus.
And we got
the
the bus.
All right. That bus driver, somebody just woke him up.
That was the second inning.
Well, he said he didn't care if the bus got hit.
We warned him.
All right, 0-1. One bus. We're going to count buses tonight.
All right, that's our first bus. We just woke up the bus driver.
Yeah, I never park. Like, where these cars are, that's still a little close for me.
Yeah.
I can walk a little bit. 1-1 count to Caldwell. One out with a runner at first. There's a thrower. Safe as Gable slides back in. Conrad 2. Caravel 1. All 3 runs scoring on wild pitches. How about that?
That is actually a very astute observation.
So no RBIs in this game yet. Pitch is outside. 2-1.
We've
to
had some
Caldwell.
interesting box scores recently, Mike, because we had the box score at Frawley where it was more errors than hits.
Yeah. We did, what did we do? And their pitch gets by, that pickoff gets by Carter Barkowski, and moving up to second base is Gable on the error. We have to charge an error, unfortunately, to Nick Dello Buono. And now in scoring position is Gable with 1 out. And you're Caravel. You need to take advantage of these opportunities.
Yeah, a lot of moving base to base right now, just on pass balls and errors.
It has cooled off quite a bit here, but it's still nice out. And that's a swing and a miss. 2-2. I don't think we really need a hoodie.
No.
I don't think it's going to get that cool. Because that's a long walk back to my car.
Yeah, I do not believe it's going to get that cool. It just feels nice out here.
I mean, I have these kids here. They're a lot younger than me. I could just give them my keys and say, fetch. But I wouldn't do that. 2-2 pitch to Bill Caldwell. Fouled out of play somewhere, and it's over behind the school.
I'm pretty sure that ball just never came down.
No, it's in the clouds. And then, Craig, during the national anthem, I didn't know which flag to face. There's one over here by the softball
Yeah, and then
field.
there's an enormous one
There's
over there.
actually 2 over there. And there's one to our right, and then there's a flagpole in center field with no flag on it.
Oh. I didn't see the one in center field with nothing on it. That's a good point.
But there's a flag at the softball field, a flag over, I guess that's in the stadium.
And the enormous one over there.
And the big one over here. 2-2 to Caldwell. Swing and a miss, out number 2.
Great off-speed pitch there.
First strikeout for Nick Dello Buono. That'll bring up the leadoff hitter, Jaden Brown. He grounded to shortstop his first time up.
A little bit of a back foot slider on that pitch there. Had him way out in front. Now it's up to Jaden Brown. Try to bring in the runner on second base.
Pitch in the dirt, nice stop by Zielinski. I'm going to take a look here at Jackson Gable at second base. There's some quality stirrups right there.
Those are.
That's the way baseball was meant to be played.
Absolutely. I was telling my nephew that yesterday. I was like, you got to pull up those. You got to get the little Knickerbocker look.
Pitch is outside, 2-0. I mean, I am 100 years old, so, back when I played baseball, we all had the pants up by the knees, and we all had the stirrups.
Yep.
I think it made us faster.
Oh, for sure, and makes you hit better.
Makes it better, and we were better
Oh,
looking, all kinds of
when you
stuff.
look better, you feel better, you play better.
That's correct.
That's Oregon. That's the Oregon philosophy. Is that
sent
ball
into right field, and that's going to score the tying run as Brown sends it into right for the run-scoring single. Jackson Gable around to score, and we're tied at 2.
And that is our first RBI of the night.
First RBI.
4th run, but our first RBI as the others were on pass balls. And we have a tie ball game here in the second inning.
That'll bring up Matt Rice. He grounded to third base his first time up. Sun is down. Temperature down a little bit. Lights are starting to take effect here. If you've never been out here to Caravel to watch a game, you owe yourself a trip. Strike 1.
Healthy cut there.
Seems like we're at Caravel a lot, Craig, but they have night games.
Yeah. And they have great
They
facilities.
have great facilities, and they're very easy to work with. So we love coming out to Caravel. Snap throw to first base. Back in is Brown. We did some basketball here this year, and some football.
We did basketball, plenty of football. We always do softball games.
Softball. We just softball last week. I was not here for that one, but we had a game. Oh, that was actually a red line, not here. But we'll be here.
Oh, that is correct.
We'll
We
be
were
here.
at Red Lion.
We'll be here on Monday night. I don't even know who they're playing. Do you know who? I have to look it up.
No, I
Is it
don't.
Newark Charter?
Your guess
Caravel,
is as good as
I don't
mine.
know. I have to look it up. 1-1 count. We'll look that up after this inning. And that's going to be a stolen base with no throw by Brown. He's now in scoring position.
Easily stolen there by Brown, almost uncontested.
Almost like he knew it was coming.
Yeah, that ball was in the dirt anyway. Would have been a really tough throw.
So now Rice with a chance to bring Caravel the lead. Off-speed pitch, strike called. And it's 2-2. The umpire, he's on the quiet side, but I did see the arm go out on that one. Some umpires, you can hear him across campus. This man is strong and quiet. There's a fly ball into center field and caught there by Jack Fleetwood to end the inning. But Conrad with the 2-out run, and they tie it up at 2-2. We're going to take a break, right back with more baseball on 302 Sports.
I think I've always known he was going to do something like this. He did not want to do active duty because he wants to do college first. I think that was the biggest thing for him, instead of waiting and then doing college after.
One of the differences I noticed when he came back from basic training, he was more organized in how he's going about things a little bit. I know he commented that a lot of things his classmates would do that it didn't bother him before, but now he realizes, you know, because he's been outside of high school, I think maybe he's a little more responsible.
He's thinking about his future a lot more. He talks about it and the different possibilities. And he mentioned the ROTC program as well. And he said, you know, I could graduate as an officer. And so I was kind of excited when he mentioned that he could do that as well.
I would just tell people, you know, if their son or daughter was considering the National Guard, that I think it's a great opportunity. I think it's something that can really help somebody grow. And at the same time, you're serving your country, which is a great thing too. So I think it's a good opportunity.
All right, back here at Paul Niggerbrugge Field, and Craig, the opponent for the Caravel Bucks softball team on Monday, is the Concord Raiders. The Raiders.
The Raiders.
So a rare night game for Concord. They'll be down here. A lot of maroon in the house on Monday night.
It's maroon on maroon.
As Conrad comes to bat in the third inning, we're tied at 2. And the batter is Jack Fleetwood, the center fielder.
And I just took a mosquito bite to the leg. I'm going down.
You took out part of your tattoo.
Which one?
Wherever the one is on your leg that he got.
Oh, yeah. I think maybe both.
That was a strike to Fleetwood. Here's second pitch in the dirt. Garrett Bone back out for inning number 3 for Coach Kristen Caldwell. Kristen, of course, played baseball here for the Buccaneers.
Ooh, strong cut there.
That was a good pitch.
Fleetwood with a real strong swing there. But a level swing. Looked like he was trying to drive that.
1-2. That is sent into right field. It's a base hit. So Fleetwood on base with a leadoff single. And this is the first time they've had the leadoff runner on base in the game.
Yeah, Fleetwood with nice level swing there. just pops that thing right over the first baseman and into right field. Start this half inning off with a single.
Justin O'Connor, he grounded out to third base. And Jaden Brown, his first time up, he'll be followed by Mark Spoor. We'll see if Fleetwood gets moving. Kelly Wilson, pretty aggressive coaching this team. They like to run. Pitch outside for a ball. You know, Craig, we had a pretty good game at Frawley, even with the errors, that Tower Hill and Friends game. I thought
it was a very entertaining game, yes. It was a little bit of a cold night. You were stuck there in that cold little room.
But it was, it was fairly even. You know, it was competitive. So that's really all you need. Fakes the steal. That pitch, and I believe I heard a strike call.
And
yes, I did.
Yes, 1-1.
So it's 1-1. That time I actually heard the umpire. I'm not sure how.
Yeah, if I don't hear him, I can't really see him. He's kind of out of my.
Yeah, he's behind the coach.
My view, yeah.
That's in the dirt. 2-1. He's giving his catcher a workout. That's Hunter Skelton. Two-one pitch. We'll see if the runner goes. Does not. Fouled away. Is he going to get a birdie? No.
Going with the Geese. Yeah, speaking of Randy Johnson.
It's 2-2. Yeah. That, you know, it's never not funny.
All right, no birds exploded this time, though. Don't worry.
Even, 20-something years later, it's never not funny. There's first.
It's just like the odds of it are astronomical.
2-2 count. I almost said Mick Fleetwood at first. That would be something else. It's Jack Fleetwood. Mick Fleetwood, of course, the famous musician.
Fleetwood Mac.
From Fleetwood Mac. So Bone slows it down here a little bit. The 2-2 count. Chopped foul. Behind the plate. We'll do it again. Some DMA players are out here. We'll ask them how they did today.
Yep. Over here shooting their shot.
Of course, they're in the same conference as Conrad, the Diamond State. Always a good team, Coach Aaron Lewis.
Good off-speed pitch
yeah,
there.
He just misses in the count.
Just missed.
This is Justin O'Connor.
Yeah, the big junior.
In case anybody had forgotten. He's the leadoff hitter for the game. Batting second here in this inning. Swing. And a miss. He got fooled by that one. Oh, he must have gotten a piece of it.
Oh, really?
Oh, wait. No, he's going back to the dugout. Okay, that's an out.
Yeah, very good
It looked like he was heading back to the plate there, Craig. I was
I was
a little confused.
But a really good off-speed pitch, low and away. He reached for it. You're right. From our view here, we weren't sure if he got a piece of it or not, but he did not. He is out on strikes. Route number one.
Mark Spoor, he grounded to first base his first time up. Shows the bunt. As there's various wildlife and other things flying around here.
Yep. Wildlife, high school students, all very similar.
I'm glad you said that. Here's the pitch. I think they called a strike. They did. We had a very quiet umpire Frawley last week, but our vantage point made it extremely easy to see what his call was.
Also, we could see balls and strikes pretty easily, too. So.
Yeah. There's advantages to being in certain places in the park. This is a pretty good vantage point here. Can't really complain. 1-1 pitch on the way. Strike called outside corner. Spoor doesn't think so, but he's in the hole 1 and 2. It's a good job to frame it there by Skelton. We'll see if they get Fleetwood moving here. It's a little tricky on a 1-2 count. Not going, that's a foul ball. We mentioned we were up to one bus. One foul ball hitting the bus so far. The Conrad bus right behind us.
Almost 2.
Almost 2. Pitch is high and counts even. 2-2.
I'm on a weird in-between where I want to keep my glasses on because of the lights, but it is now getting darker.
Just a bit inside, and it's a full count.
Yeah.
To Spore. Now, well, I don't know. Fleetwood's going to go with 1 out.
Bit of a brush back there, and another full count. Both these pitchers struggling with pitch count and full count.
Here's the full count pitch, and that's ball 4. 2 on, and 1 out for Conrad as they've had some base runners early in this game. They've had 1 base runner in each of the first 2 innings, and now they've had 2 in this inning. And they've almost hit for the cycle, a triple, a double, and a single in this one for
Let's see
Conrad.
if you just predicted a
One
dinger.
for Sawyer DeLuca, the left fielder. Bone has just lost the plate a little bit here.
He's having a little trouble with his command at the moment. Started strong.
There's a stroke out the right field. Diving catch. That is an out.
Great catch.
Tagging it. Second base is Jack Fleetwood. He gets to third, but a great catch out there in right field for Jackson Gables. He lined it up, came in, had to fight the lights. He's looking right at him, but that's out number 2. Great play. A top play candidate from Jackson Gable.
Yeah, we've seen Gable, his speed on the base paths. That was apparent there in right field as he came in strong. Made the diving catch straight forward. And that's tough when it's coming right at you to gauge the depth.
And he doesn't get that, and it gets by him. That's 2 runs. All right, that'll bring Carter Bartkowski. He lined out to shortstop his first time up. He's got 2 runners on here with 2 outs. Game tied at 2.
Men at the corners.
We're in the 3rd inning here at Caravel Academy. Here's the pitch. Swing is sent down the right field line. It's going to be a foul ball and out of play.
That was a mile high over past the batting cages.
Gable chasing it down, but it was just too far away. It's amazing when you look around here, all the room they have at the school. They could have teams everywhere. They have a couple fields over here to the right. I'm not sure what they even use those. They probably have like the little kids play over there.
Very similar. Me and Shannon were having this conversation when it came to Red Lion the other day. A facility that everything is contained right here, and you can have people walk around and watch different games. It's wonderful.
Swing and miss, it's 0-2. I know at Red Lion they used to have Bear Babe Ruth play there because my nephew played there, but now that the turf field and their softball field basically have gone where the Bear Babe Ruth fields were. But that was eons ago when my nephew played there.
We got a breaking pitch coming here.
That's fouled out of play. Count remains 0-2 to Carter Bartkowski. Nick Dello Buono is on deck.
You want to be careful here. You don't want to...
That dreaded wild pitch?
Yeah, you don't want to throw that breaking pitch that's been your bread and butter to get people out when you have somebody on third. You got to be careful if you do throw it.
We've seen several wild pitches tonight. They go to first instead, and diving back in is Mark Spore.
Yeah, I think that breaking pitch is exactly what Bone wants right now. Just wants to make sure he locates it well.
These are 2 teams that are looking to make deep state tournament runs this year. Spore goes from first. The throw to second bounces in. Nice stop there by the shortstop.
That was almost a pitch out as
Matt.
the catcher raised his glove and got up even before the runner started going. I think he knew that he was definitely stealing on that play.
And Matt Rice did a great job there to keep that ball from going into center field. But now 2 runners in scoring position for Barkowski. Takes a pitch just a bit high.
Yeah, the high heat, just a bit high, but a good pitch.
Fleetwood at third. Spoor at second. Barkowski at the plate. Which one's that? Should be a good one. Some Colonials in the house. It's like an all-star appearance down here. Players from every team down here.
I know.
Saw some St. Mark Spartans in there. Strike 3 called.
Got him.
And that's going to do it for the Red Bulls inning. They do not score, but they leave a couple of runners on 2 base hits. And
Yeah,
after
Newark
2.5,
Charter as well.
It's 2-2, Craig.
Yeah, Newark Charter as well. So we got Newark Charter, we got
Newark
DMA.
Charter. There's Duron Griffin right there. He's their stud pitcher.
Oh, yeah. Griffin's right over there. We had St. Mark's in the house.
It's an all-star team here, Nick.
I also saw Salesianum, I
So
thought.
every team's here tonight.
Oh, yeah.
They all played, and they came down to watch more baseball. I'd like to see that.
This is the place to be tonight.
I'm not saying I talked to a lot of high school kids, and the senioritis is kicking in.
Oh. Senioritis kicks in right after Christmas.
Yeah, my sophomore year. It
Oh,
kicked in.
sophomore year. Yeah. No, that was college.
Yeah, but college is just so much fun.
Oh, college was a blast. Also, I mean,
I worked really hard. Maybe
I just felt
I did work.
I felt like high school
There's a
was
Spartan.
so challenging, like in Delaware, like going to schools that we went to, like Salesianum and Archmere. So when you got to college right
It
away,
seemed a lot
you're
easier.
kind of like, actually, this isn't that
It's
hard.
not that bad.
And once you actually start hitting stuff you haven't learned, then you're like, oh, wait.
We got Apo softball players in the house.
All right.
All
Apo
right.
Jags in the house over here.
Craig, we have some baseball finals. Red Line, a big win over Delmarva Christian. Lake Forest 5, Indian River 4. MOT Charter beat McCain 6-0. Christiana with a win over First State Military Academy. Cesar Rodney over Sussex Tech. Concord 14-1 over Odyssey Charter. Polytech by a run over Milford. And Concord a big win over Dickinson. That was from yesterday. Those are the finals that are in today. I know we had some other games going on.
I also just got an Archmere athletics update saying that both women's and men's tennis top Apo 5-0 and men's lacrosse beat MOT 26-1.
Well, I'm glad I didn't go to that one. There was a lot to choose from today. I chose the girls lacrosse game today.
Ooh.
Padua and Charter. 15-11 Padua.
Well, that's a good game then.
It was a fun game.
All right. I
Wasn't
thought
much
that
in
was
the way.
going in a different direction.
Wasn't
for a
much in the
second.
way of goaltending.
Yeah.
Those teams both score like 15, 16 points goals a game. All right, we are back. This is Caravel batting, bottom of the third, and it is Gavin Evans leading off. He takes, I believe that was ball 2, yes. Evans scored a run after a walk, and then he moved up on a single and scored on a wild pitch. That pitch in the dirt, and it's 3 balls and no strikes to Evans. He'll be followed by the catcher, Hunter Skelton, and the pitcher, Garrett Bone.
I'm guessing we're going to, we might have some pitch count issues for both of these pitches.
I believe that will be the case.
As they are racking up the pitch count quickly.
Little speed there from Dello Bruno. He gets the strike. And it's 3-1, 3-3 and 1 on Gavin Evans. But Dello Bruno has run some deep counts. And there's a walk. The second walk for Gavin Evans tonight. So he's got the eye for the strike zone.
Yeah, Del Bono looks a little frustrated, a little upset with himself after that pitch or that sequence of pitches there, especially that 3-1 pitch. Definitely don't want to get the leadoff batter aboard with a walk.
Hunter Skelton, he singled his first time up. Here's a snap throw to third. It's off of the runner. And Evans will not advance. When he dove back in, it looked like he hit him in the back, or maybe his leg came up and kicked it out of bounds. That's not easy to do. When he came in, the leg went up, and boom, ball went right off the leg. It was a kick save and a beauty.
A Vladar kick save, once again, hopefully manifesting.
Okay, that pitch nearly gets by the catcher, Zielinski, but he makes a nice stop back there.
Very nice stop by Zielinski there.
So yeah, Caravel plays on, I think they're playing at home on Saturday against Penn at Ritchie Elementary, and it's a fun place to watch a game. Parking's a little tight. That is a ball. My advice, though, when you go to Ritchie Elementary is don't park anywhere near the field.
No.
Park in the neighborhood, walk to the school, because your car's a sitting duck at that place. Throw to first, back in time is Evans. 2 balls, no strikes on Hunter Skelton. Nobody out here, bottom of the third. We're tied at 2 at Caravel. There goes the runner. Throw down to second. It's a good one, but just in ahead of the tag is Gavin Evans. That was a great throw by Zielinski, but Evans, too much of a jump.
Absolutely perfect throw by Zielinski. It was just a better jump. I mean, couldn't have thrown that any better. Right on the money. That was JT, Real Muto style.
It's right there. 3-1 to count to Skelton. Let's see if he's going to look here. He does, and
Evans was halfway down the...
I think the count was 2-1. Now it's 3-1.
Yeah, now it is 3-1. Evans halfway down the second base line on that last pitch. Now he's a little closer to the bag.
Here's the 3-1 count. That was a 2-1 pitch. And that's ball 4 and a walk for Skelton. He's on base for the second time.
Another walk issued. Begin this inning, back-to-back walks.
First and second for the pitcher, Garrett Bone. He can help himself here. He's a big dude. We mentioned that earlier. We're going to have a courtesy runner at first base for the catcher, Hunter Skelton. If we can see the number, we'll get it to you. I think 22 ran the first time for him. Is that the 8th grader?
I believe that is correct. Well, number 5.
Or somebody else ran for Bone at some point. That was 5 who ran for Bone.
That was, yeah, Simendinger.
I'm pretty impressed. I remember their numbers. All right, pitch to Bone. In the dirt, ball 1.
Well, we said this was a good matchup of pitchers, and now we literally have the matchup of pitchers. Pitcher on pitcher here.
Bone 1 for 1 with a single. He also stole the base back in the first. Justin O'Connor, even with the bag at third. Middle infielders are back. They'll take a double play if they can get one. Delo Bono turns around, and not much of a lead out there.
No, just trying to keep him honest as the shortstop is playing right behind him anyway.
Pitch is outside. Good stop by Zielinski. It's Mark Spoor, the second baseman, is shaded toward the bag, as is Wilson, the shortstop. But the count is 2-0, and Delo Bono's going to have to just going to come right at him.
He's going to have to gut up here.
Yeah, I think he was getting a little too fine there. He's going to have to trust the defense here. He's going to throw to second. That's a good move by Nick Delo Bono.
It's a very good move because he did not have much of a lead off second.
No,
he
didn't.
Still almost got caught.
Throw, Wilson was right there. Of course, Wilson's only a few steps off the bag as well. Here's the pitch. Check swing down the right field line. It's a foul ball.
He's trying to take out some of the spectators over there on the right field fence. I think that's a team, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, it looks like JV or who knows who's over there.
But once again, I do not have the binos.
I have watched games from over there. It's about the same as this, just a different side. That's all. It's a good view over there. It's really not a bad view here at Caravel.
Yeah, and the more fans just keep piling in here, all the way down the left field fence, past the softball field.
Curveball, and that he's not getting the call there. It's 3-1.
Yeah, he really wanted that one, but it was a little low.
See, at some point, if Coach Caldwell, I don't think she's going to start her runners here. You don't want to run into outs, that's for sure.
3-1,
Sends
swinging.
it into right field. It's kind of a twilight, and he loses it. And we'll see if they get anybody to score. They're going to hold the runner at third. That's going to go for a single. Craig, he lost it in the twilight here.
He just lost it in the lights. Like I said, you know, I was making the joke that I was in between on my glasses, but that's exactly what just happened to him there. In the twilight with the lights, they're so much brighter. And he was staring right into one.
The sky's not dark, and it's not light. And
Yeah.
now we have a meeting at the mound with all the Red Wolves out there. We'll see if, well, Bones he's already back in the dugout, so his courtesy runner is out there as well. So it's number 22, Simmendanger, I believe, is on third base. And I believe number 5, Kane. What's Kane's last name? He's the courtesy runner.
That
first.
would be Simmendinger.
Okay, so
Yeah, number 5 would be Kane Simmendinger.
okay, so he's at first base. 22 is at second base.
Ah,
That's
okay.
the other courtesy
22, that's Awerta.
runner. Awerta, I got my courtesy runners mixed up.
That's
That
all right.
happens all the time.
You had the numbers, though.
You never get your courtesy runners always correct.
Come on, man. It's basic rule.
You got to get your courtesy runners right. All right, so the batter, Jacob Goldstein, he flew out there deep to right field his first time, and I mean deep to right field. Sends it to left center this time. Center field, it's going to be caught. Here comes Evans. The throw goes to third base. Sliding in safe is Huerta.
Strong throw.
And it was. It's a sac fly RBI for Goldstein. And Caravel takes a 3-2 lead.
That's a shame.
That's the first out, by the way.
That is the first out, and it's a shame because we were talking about how great Downs has been playing today. He had the triple, the great catch, couple great catches, a strong throw, and then he just lost that one in the lights, and that's the runner that just scored on his error.
So 2 runners advance there. Great job by Huerta, and immediately the center fielder, that's Fleetwood, threw to third base. He had no chance to get the runner at home, Gavin Evans. There's a swing and a miss.
Wait, we have another team here.
It's swing and a miss by Owen Groff.
Is that St. George's?
Well, somebody in blue. That might be St. George's. This is an all-star game here.
We now have St. George's here.
Throw to first, not in time. We could just stop this game and have the blue-gold game right now. Every team in Newcastle County is now at this game.
I've seen DMA, St. Mark's,
Newark Charter, William Penn, looks like St. George's.
Now we got St. George's.
That bunt is out of play and out of here.
And then we got, Conrad and Caravel on the field.
So at least a half dozen teams here. Of course, Thursday is always a busy day on the dime, especially today. 90 degrees out.
Yeah, St. George is also not too far away, right around the corner.
It's right over the bridge. 0-2, count on Owen Groff. He grounded back to the pitcher his first time up. That might bring a run home this time. We'll see. Huerta with the lead at third. Not being held on. Foul ball. Simmendanger was running from first. He's going to, pardon me, have to go back and do it again.
Yeah, I think they were just going to give him second anyway. They don't want to risk a throw going into the outfield and that third base runner just prancing home.
Oh, and Craig, unlike Prime Video, we're not going to cut the last 20 seconds of the game off. We might. So 1 out, 2 runners on, and we're having meetings all over the place.
I know.
This looks like some. Okay, well, it looks like some corporate retreat here.
Yeah, catcher took a little bit of a shot there, so they're just checking on him, making
That's,
sure he's all right.
Brendan Zielinski, he's got a great arm. He's done a great job. And this is just the teams we see in uniforms. There's guys here who are not in
we
uniforms.
almost took our camera out. Our camera almost got taken out there.
All right, so Groff, the batter, he's got an 0-2 count. Runners at first and third. Nick Dello Buono with the pitch. That's a ball, and they're going to have the defensive indifference there.
Yes.
As Simmendanger takes second base.
And it is, in fact, St. George's who was in the house. They've now made their way over here.
Everybody's here.
What was their situation today?
I didn't see a final. We'll ask them in between innings.
We're starting to
Another foul ball.
starting to trip people with this cord here, and
As long as it doesn't come
yeah,
undone.
if it disappear, if our entire stream disappears,
We'll
that is
blame
that is why. Just so you guys know.
them.
Yes.
Them. Not. They will not be named. It's just them.
No, it is them.
All right, Della Buono, another pitch here. 1-2 the count. That's sent down the right side. It's a fair ball.
Well, that's a fair ball. Wow.
Oh, no, wait. No, it's foul.
That is a foul. But it definitely looked foul from this vantage point.
Coach wants to go ask him about that. And that is the home plate umpire's call. The other umpire is out at second base, so that would have been a 2-run base hit. But it was foul.
Again, we're completely across the field on the third base side, but
honestly,
it did look like it jumped to the right side of the bag.
I had trouble picking that one up off the bat because it was all the way over there. And the fly balls, Craig, they're just getting lost in the sky.
Yeah, I mean, we said
this
that.
is not an easy catch for these guys.
Yeah, we said that one. We're still not sure if it ever came down.
That pitch is inside. It's a wild pitch. Here comes Huerta. He slides in head first. He's safe. Caravel increases the lead to 4-2.
And that is our 4th run scored on a wild pitch.
You don't see that every day.
You do not. 4-2, Caravel takes the lead.
Simmendanger to third base. Still just one out. The count is 2-2 on Owen Groff. Jackson Gable, who singled his first time up, he is in the on-deck circle.
Simmendinger getting his third base coach instructions.
Swing and a miss, and that's a big strikeout for Nick Delabuono. Out number 2.
Big strikeout. You don't want this inning to get any bigger. They've already played at 2. Keep it at 2. Keep your team within 2.
I mean, they're almost through the lineup 2 complete times in 3 innings. That's a lot of batters that Nick Delabuono has faced. This one is, we mentioned Jackson Gable, the right fielder. He is 1 for 1, scored a run. He scored a run on a hit, not on a wild pitch. I believe that is strike 1. I saw the umpire's arm go up.
He hasn't thrown a lot of first pitch strikes, so that's a good start.
Lucky number 13, Jackson Gable. Takes that one inside. On deck, should Gable reach, is Will Caldwell.
Gable, very speedy player on the base paths. Of course, that's definitely because of the way he wears his socks and pants.
That's impressive. Another wild pitch, but no. Zielinski got a hold of that one.
It was in the
But
dirt.
2-1. Yeah, it was a good stop there by Brendan Zielinski.
So Delabuono gets the first pitch strike, but then 2 balls in a row, and he falls behind again.
I'm not keeping track of pitches, but I would think he's got to be over 60 or 70 by now. Check swing, and that's going to be strike 2.
Very good pitch there.
2-2 the count on Gable. Runner in scoring position, that is the courtesy runner, Kane Simmendanger.
And I don't think he's going to go with the off-speed. I think he's going to challenge him here.
It is an off-speed pitch and fouled out of play.
Was it an off-speed pitch?
It was.
Okay.
Two the count. We're in the third here at Caravel Academy. Thanks for joining us on a Thursday night. Here, tax days past, we can all relax and enjoy some baseball. Here's the pitch in the dirt. It's a full count.
Once again, another full count. Issue for both of these pitchers tonight.
And we mentioned all the baseball players. Everybody mentioned that. We also mentioned Caravel football coach.
Yep.
John Reed is here. Caravel boys basketball coach Mark Tobin is here. That pitch is up and inside, and that's ball 4. Simmendanger, it did not really go that far away from Zielinski, so he stays at third.
And I would be shocked if Gable was not on his way to second base.
I'm surprised he's not running right now.
Yeah, on one of these first few pitches, as there probably will be defensive indifference.
Caldwell is 0 for 1. Chance here to pad this lead a little bit. 4-2 Caravel here in the third inning. They have 2 runs across in this inning. The 2 walks to open the inning both scored.
And
They are
there he
gonna throw.
goes.
It's cut off by Mark Spohr.
Smart play. I'm surprised they even threw.
Yeah, if you're gonna cut it, maybe Spohr just thought it was gonna short hop into second base, and he wanted to prevent that from happening.
Yeah, but with the speedy courtesy runner on third.
That was nice play by Spohr. He
Yeah,
did
it's a risk.
a sliding backhanded catch. There's strike 1 on Caldwell. It's 1-1. 2 outs here in the third. This is the 7th batter of the inning to come to bat for the Bucks.
They've already plated 2. Now they got to run runners on second and third.
Off speed, and that
Very good pitch.
is a strike. Third base coach moved just as the umpire was making the call.
Yeah, buckled his knees there. Fell right in the strike zone.
Right here comes a some relief for Conrad going to warm up. Number 5. For
Number
Conrad.
5 for Conrad would be Chase Watson.
Chase Watson's going to get loose down here in the bullpen. He's got a crowd watching down there, Craig.
Yeah, he's got an entire.
That bullpen is packed.
Actually, there's another team back there by the bullpen. I don't know who that is. I'm not sure what they're giving away.
2-2 pitch.
I mean, ooh,
Just a bit outside.
just missed.
This is a full count on Caldwell. Should he reach Jaden Brown, who's 1 for 2, he would bat for Coach Caldwell.
And with these 2 speedy runners on the base paths, a single should score 2, especially with 2 outs.
Chopper toward third.
It's gonna
O'Connor's he's got to hurry. In the third, picked over there by Carter Barkowski to get them out of the inning. Great play by O'Connor and Barkowski. And Craig, they avoided some damage there, but a great play on defense by the Red Wolves. But Caravel scores 2. They go up 4-2. We're back with the 4th inning here on 302 Sports.
Paint Doctor, making house calls for your sick walls. Richard C. Edwards Jr., the owner of Paint Doctor, started it all in 2002. Paint Doctor prides itself on its personal yet professional approach to working with customers and holds itself to the highest standards with all projects. The Paint Doctor staff follows one main objective when performing our services. Customers and their homes are treated with the utmost respect. Our workmanship and quality of personnel is demanded at every step of the project. We treat your home as we would expect someone to treat ours. Preparation before painting is paramount. Just open the door and we will handle the rest. Paint Doctor also believes in a strong community involvement as well by supporting several local sporting teams, leagues, and schools. Paint Doctor services include interior and exterior painting as well as carpentry. Please visit our website at paintdoctorpainting.com for information or coupons to help with your next job. Paint Doctor.
All right, back at Caravel. 4th inning action underway. Garrett Bone back on the hill. Craig, he had a long wait, and we'll see if that affects him at all.
That was a very long inning, and by the way, what a heck of a way for that inning to end on a great pick by the first baseman.
Yeah, that Carter Barkowski. Nick Dello Buono is the batter now. Garrett Bone back on the hill. 4th inning. Dello Buono 0 for 1, grounded to first base. Nice play over there by Goldstein. He pitched it over to Bone to get the out. Craig, I talked to the St. George's players over here, and they picked up the win today against the Duckies. They beat Odessa.
Those Ducks.
And William Penn a win over Middletown today. So there's a couple more finals that we had. They were both 10-run rules, so we'll just say decisive wins for St. George's and for the Colonials.
You know what I always say about the Ducks? What wonderful uniforms. Whoever designed those, hint, hint.
That's way up in the air to left field. That one I can actually see, and it is taken there by the left fielder number 3.
That would be left fielder number 3, Sawyer DeLuca. I'm sorry, no, I'm on the wrong page. That's Justin. Okay, I don't want to butcher this young man's name.
I'm glad you got it.
Dreka?
I'm not sure, but
Drejka.
we'll say Draka.
Drake, I apologize for the mispronunciation. My last name is Leskowski. It's been butchered most of my life, so.
My last name's 4 letters long. Nobody messes it up.
So all issues with name pronunciation can be sent to me.
They ask me where the E is. I'm like, there's no E.
There's no E.
There's no E. All right, one out here. Garrett Bone looking for his first 1-2-3 inning. That pitch upstairs. The batter, Jonathan Downs, the right fielder, he tripled and scored in the second.
Yeah, he was our early candidate for player of the game, although he did have that error where he lost the ball in the light. Just unfortunate.
Good pitch, and that's some heat right down the middle.
Healthy cut there.
It's 2-1. Downs will be followed by the shortstop, Shane Wilson. 4-2, Caravel here, 4th inning. Fouled back.
That one is headed towards the vehicle.
As we are having a gathering of high schools here at Caravel Academy tonight.
Yeah, apparently it's a.
It's like the United Nations of baseball teams.
That is literally the example I was about to use. I was about to say it's like the United Nations of DIAA baseball.
That's sent to the right field. It's deep. Can he get to it? That is out of here.
No, it is
it's
not. It is off the wall.
It's going to be a double. For it was not here. Jonathan Downs rips one over the head of the right fielder. That's Gable. And it bounced one hop to fence. It was not out of here.
And Downs continues his torrid pace in this game with a double and a triple.
He's halfway to the cycle.
He is halfway to the cycle. He needs a single and a bomb to get there.
I thought that was the bomb initially, but it bounced up around, right around the warning track.
Yeah. It bounced at basically the base of the fence.
Yeah, and hopped up right against the fence. Your batter, Shane Wilson. This is a run that Conrad needs as they trail 4-2. One out here in the 4th. Bone not going to get that 1-2-3 inning this time. Here's the pitch. Fastball, a little bit high. The catcher back there is Hunter Skelton. And Craig, I've been impressed by the quality of catching I've seen across the state this year. Some really good backstops.
I agree with that.
The throwing accuracy is incredible. Let's see what Wilson can do here. He flew to center field his first time up. Bone just turns around and looks Downs back to second. There's ball 2. Two balls and no strikes here on Wilson. I believe that is ball 3. And Bone seems really distracted here by Downs on second base.
Yeah, we were just talking.
Yeah.
Between innings about a lot of games we've seen recently. Pitchers have been really focused on the batters on the base paths rather than just focusing on getting the batter out.
Yeah, of course they've addressed that in the major leagues, but you can still throw over as there's a throw to second. It's unlimited throws still at the high school level. Of course, you were talking about the game of Frawley. I spent half the night jerking the camera to first base.
Yeah, just because that one pitcher threw over, I think, 7 or 8 times for one batter that he walked anyway.
So that is strike 3 and 1 on Wilson. The batter on deck is the catcher, Brendan Zielinski. That is ball 4, just a bit high. Now the Red Wolves have 2 men on and 1 out, and they are in business here. It's Zielinski. He struck out his first time up.
As Wilson takes his place at first base, they're going to have a meeting on the mound here with Bone.
I don't think Conrad's going to bunt. Not with 1 out. You don't want to be giving your second out away.
You don't want to be giving your second out away. However, you would be a single away from tying the game with the speed that you have on the base pass. But I agree with you.
Fleetwood did single his first time up, but I just don't see it. I don't see a bunt here.
I do agree with you. I'm thinking more of a hit and
nobody
run.
out, I'd probably if there was nobody out, I'm thinking hit and run or a sack.
Even with a guy on second, with alignments going to change from a traditional man on first hit and run, but can still make it work.
Caravel will probably play here for a double play depth in the middle.
I would imagine so.
Probably even with the bag at third. And here goes the lefty reliever out for Conrad. Number 3. They're going to have everybody ready. Number 3.
That is who was out before. Oh, wait, no, that's for Conrad. Both number 3s. So that's Sawyer DeLuca.
Oh, okay, DeLuca in the game in left field. There is a bunt, and it's going to be foul. It bounced around in that dirt near the plate.
Well, I guess what do we know?
Of course, that's not a foul ball till it stops or till somebody touches it out of bounds. If it spins and bounces back in, that's a fair ball.
Back into the field of play.
The umpire correctly just watched the ball bounce wherever it may go. 0-1.
Big at-bat here with 1 out.
Runners on first and second. That would be Downs at second. Wilson at first. Zielinski going to have to wait as Bone, another pitcher, really preoccupied with that runner on base. Another bunt attempt. That one fouled back to the backstop. 0-2, and I don't think you'll see the bunt now.
No, that was actually a very poor bunt attempt. He started it late, reached up late. Probably should have pulled that back anyway.
Pitch is about eye high. I mean, I think Bo knew he was going to attempt the bunt, so why not throw it where it's really difficult to get it down?
Zielinski, who's had a great game behind the plate.
Yeah, he's been pretty active back there, that's for sure. He swings and misses, and that's out number 2. Big one there for Bone. So it's up to Jack Fleetwood here. He is 1 for 1.
So there's your point. There's the opposite side of your point there, Mike. You don't want to give up that second out bunting, and they did anyway. So then you didn't get the production. It's like you might as well just let him swing in that case.
Yeah.
I agree with you there.
It's a tough one. These coaches know their players better than we do, obviously, so they know who can bunt, who's good at it, who struggles.
Once again, Bone spins around.
Two on, 2 out. Here's the pitch. Fleetwood watches that one a little bit outside. And it's 1-0.
I just think with 2 outs here, you bear down on this batter, and you focus on this batter. Don't worry about these runners.
Yeah, I tend to agree. Let's see where Bone goes here. Good pitch.
Very
Inside
good pitch.
corner. You got the corner there, 1-1. If Fleetwood gets on, Justin O'Connor would bat for the Buccaneers. Chopped to third and played there by Brown. Jaden Brown steps on third for the fielder's choice out, and Conrad goes down in the 4th. Leave a couple runners on, and still 4-2. Craig, I know this weekend is some. We're not streaming, but there's some baseball. Newark Charter and St. Mark's play at the University of Delaware. That's a ticketed event if you're planning on going out. So, just some warning for people. But that should be, I think, Saturday at 11, if I'm not mistaken. And up at your alma mater.
Yes.
Cape Henlopen and Archmere girls lacrosse Saturday at noon. So
that is correct.
The champs are coming up to play the Auks. And it would make the Hawks very happy, I'm sure, to pull the upset.
Yeah, that's going to be a tough one for my old Hawks there. Yeah, that might be a running clock on that one, unfortunately, for my Hawks.
I did get a chance to watch archery the other day, and they're young. They got some pretty talented girls on that team, though.
They're fairly young across all their sports right now. They got some promising basketball, girls and boys.
They do.
Basketball players that are very young, volleyball as well. So they're they're on their way.
But a lot of good stuff going on this weekend, and of course, the Easter's over. You'll see teams playing a lot.
Yeah.
A lot.
But
So,
most importantly, it's WrestleMania weekend.
It is WrestleMania weekend in Las Vegas.
Again, 2 years in a row in Las
I wonder
Vegas.
if our buddy Brandon Bossert will be at
I got to
Mania.
imagine he's going to go.
We should text Bossert.
Yeah. Yeah, well,
Well,
if you're listening, I'm going to send this.
I'm going to have to text Bossert.
I'm going to send this clip to Brandon after this. Yeah, Mike and I were talking about you, saying you must be at Mania. I don't even know.
He should take the girls with him. I think that would be awesome.
I don't think he was. He might have been at Mania in Philly.
He may have been.
Me and Jason Winchell, sir, were.
Brandon Bossert, who Wilmington guy, now a sports director at one of the TV stations in Las Vegas. He's doing well for himself.
He's a big shot now.
He's a big shot.
He said, "Hey, no more Delaware, Maryland stuff."
He's gonna. Ben doesn't even know us.
Yeah.
All right.
Send him a text. He's gonna be like, "Who dis?
Who dis?
Yeah.
All right, the batter for Caravel here in the bottom of the fourth is Jaden Brown. He hit 1 for 2 with a single, and Nick Delabuono still out there. That's a grounder up in center, right up the middle in the center field. That's the second base hit tonight for Brown, and again, Caravel in business.
You know, in baseball, that is considered the perfect hit right there. Just the line shot up the middle. You made perfect contact, level swing.
Yeah, it would be awesome if Brandon threw on a costume and came out and wrestled a dark match or something.
Yeah, I don't remember if he went to the one in Philadelphia or not.
Oh, that's driven into center field.
That might be a gapper.
Kennedy to it. It splits the outfielders. Heading to third is Jaden Brown. He's going to stop there. It's going to be a long single for Matt Rice. First and third for Caravel. We'll see if Conrad makes the change here.
Yeah, the hook might be coming here. We saw the action in the bullpen already with a
long
lefty.
single for Matt Rice. Got a hold of that one.
But I think they're going to let him work a little bit.
The batter, Gavin Evans, he's been on base twice and scored twice, 2 walks. He's a lefty. You may see the hit and run here. I'm sure you'll see, maybe see just a steal. They've done that a couple times. Big swing, no contact, 0-1.
Once again, I'd be shocked if he does not end up on second base. Matt Rice should definitely end up on second base, and there probably should be some defensive indifference here. Ooh, but they're keeping him close.
Conrad, of course, Craig, last year reached the state championship game looking for their first state title in baseball, and they came up just a bit short. It was a fun game.
Well, that's
right at us. Look out. Oh, misses the light pole, misses the car, and hits the 300 wing here at Caravel, and that ball is going.
I thought that was hitting the light pole.
That car. I thought it was going to hit the light pole first.
Wow, that Infinity parked perfectly to not get hit.
That was going to knock out a headlight.
Wow.
All right, 0-2 the count.
Somebody with an Infinity is about to run over there and move.
Yeah, it takes a lot of guts to park there.
That's where I was parked.
The runner goes. That ball's fouled out of play.
But, yes, of course, the runner does, in fact, make the break for second, which I think he's going to make again here.
That is Matt Rice.
And the whole point there is even though Zielinski has a great arm, you don't want to risk it going into the outfield and the runner on third base just being able to score an easy run.
Caravel with a 2-run lead. They have some options here. We'll see if Rice goes. He does not. There's a grounder down the first base side, and that is a foul ball.
Pitch count rising for Delabuono.
You have to make a decision whether I want to go watch Newark Charter and St. Mark's this Saturday. 0-2 pitch in the dirt. And Rice was halfway to second already. He'll just keep going and take second. So runners both in scoring position now. I'm not sure how to score that one. We'll go with the wild pitch.
Now 1 ball, 2 strikes. So again, you want to bear down, get the batter out.
It's Gavin Evans inside. 2-2. I don't think anybody's in the pen right now. I think they're all warmed up.
No, they came back after the last half inning.
Well, I believe one of the relievers is in the field.
That would be
Sawyer
DeLuca.
DeLuca right here in front of us.
Yeah.
He's the lefty. They also warmed up a right-hander. Caravel with a fair amount of left-handers in the lineup, including Gavin Evans, who's up right now. He's got a 2-2 count. Here's the pitch. Off speed, and he gets a piece.
Staying alive, battling here. This has been a very impressive at bat.
Our producer, Jason Winchell, checking the clock. Another one inside, and count is full.
And here we go again.
Yeah, he had him 0-2.
We've seen it all night where the pitcher's getting ahead and then falls back because they're trying to be cute rather than go right after him.
See Coach Kelly Wilson, he's got some great looking stirrups on too.
It's all about the fashion.
It is. Swing and miss. He
Got
gets him on the foul tip. Held on to by Zielinski. And that is out. A big out, number 1 for the Red Wolves. Your batter will be Hunter Skelton, the catcher. He's 1 for 1 with a run scored. He singled in the first, and he walked in the third and scored a run.
Somebody else with a great baseball name, Hunter Skelton. Not as good as Basher McCall, though.
For those of you wondering, we did not make that up.
No, we did not.
He plays for, was it Friends?
Friends, I believe.
That was a great name. He's on our all-name team.
Yeah, he's on our Delaware all-name team.
Swing by Hunter. Hunter Skelton might be on there, too.
Yeah, that's a great baseball name, but Basher McCall.
Basher McCall leads in the clubhouse.
Yeah, I believe he was a freshman, too.
I think so. We'll be seeing Basher for a couple of years.
Yeah.
All right, another 0-2 count, Craig. Let's see if he can get Skelton here. Chopper to third base. O'Connor looks home, but he's going to go to first. Gets the shore out, and it's an RBI for Skelton on the ground out. 5-2. Caravel. That's a nice by Skelton. And O'Connor, that ball chopped just a little too high for him to go home.
Exactly. That ball chopped a little too high. Runner was already 3/4 of the way down the base path. He wasn't going to get him. He gets the shore out. Now there's 2 outs, but they do give up the run, so it is 5-2.
That was Jaden Brown who scored the run. Moving to third base is Matt Rice. And the batter who swings and misses at strike 1 is the pitcher, Garrett Bone. And we have more activity from the Red Wolves. That's the same reliever we saw first time. That pitch gets by him. Here comes Rice. Head first. He's safe. Another run scores on a wild pitch. It's 6-2 Caravel. At least.
Yeah, that is 5 runs on pass balls.
So nobody on bags now. It's a 1-1 count on Garrett Bone. So now Dello Bona can just concentrate on the batter and see if he can get out of this inning. Swing and a miss. Nice pitch there. A little bit on the low side, and it was a fooled Bone.
Now the meeting at the mound.
And they are calling to
DeLuca.
the lefty. DeLuca's going to come in the middle of the at-bat. He could have finished the at-bat under the rules.
Especially considering it's 1-2. Like, he's already ahead of him.
So that's going to do it for Nick Dello Bona. Struggled with his command tonight. He's one of the quality pitchers in the state, and yeah, he's playing a good team tonight. Caravel just was hitting, and they were taking pitches that were balls.
He has, in fact. Now he's going to get time to warm up here.
So the other name I'm thinking of, the Archmere catcher, the junior Silas Aulick.
Oh, that's a good one.
He's been catching for Coach Nick Santa since he was a freshman. The Auks. Haven't been up to see a game. I have seen Archmere, just not at Archmere. So Sawyer DeLuca is going to come in to pitch. We're going to credit. I think this batter goes to DeLuca, but it's going to be 3 2/3 innings for Della Buono. Craig and I will select the Army National Guard 302 player of the game.
Yeah, the dinosaur detailing. Yes. He's cameraman, player of the game, Nick Halliday.
Hey, looks like he's doing some chain repairs.
Well, it's been getting caught in a lot of young ladies' braids recently. It started during basketball season and for some reason has continued into softball.
Well, I know Skylar Bolden from St. Elizabeth had to get caught there. She's not the only one. Now I think we have the full chain. There's probably a couple braids in there, Nick, if you look close enough. So DeLuca, the lefty, coming in here with 2 outs in the 4th inning. 2 runs home here for Conrad. They lead 6-2. And he's in the middle of the count to Garrett Bone, the pitcher for Caravel. I mean, Bone has given up some base runners too. He just gave up those runs early and has gotten out of trouble. Colonials are here. Everybody's here. It's an all-star game here today. Nick hopping back up on the stand. Here's the pitch to Bone in the dirt, 2-2. Jacob Goldstein waits on deck for Caravel. Goldstein 0 for 1 with a sacrifice fly and run batted in. Bone, by the way, has been on base twice with a pair of singles. He also has a stolen base tonight. Outside, and he's on base the 3rd time.
So that at-bat was 1 strike. I'm sorry, was 1 ball, 2 strikes with 2 outs. They changed the pitcher, who then comes in and promptly throws 3 balls and walks him. I mean,
I'm sure he was near the pitch limit, but you can finish your batter.
You can finish the batter, but, you know, I guess, I don't know. I'm trying to make sense of it out loud in real time, and I can't, so.
So it's Goldstein. He's actually played a really good first base tonight, but he's going to bat here. And he sends it into center field. It's fading fast and drops in for a hit. Bone round second, never hesitates. Throw to third. What a gun. Garrett Bone. I'm sorry, that was Kane Simondenger, the courtesy runner. Never stopped around second, and he is a dead duck at third base. What a great throw, by the way. By the
that was
center
Downs
fielder.
again.
That's Jack Fleetwood.
Oh, that was Fleetwood? I thought. Oh, yeah, you're right. That was Fleetwood.
So we're going to credit Goldstein with the single. He gets a single in that play and scored 8-5.
I'm not really sure what Simondinger was doing there, though. I mean, that ball was in the third baseman's hands before Simondinger was a quarter of the way around second base.
What a gun from Fleetwood.
Oh, that was a rocket.
And a nice play by O'Connor to go up the ladder and get it. And he still had time.
Yeah.
And Simondinger didn't even slide. He was out by 8 feet.
Yeah, he was Bryce Harper trying to stretch a single into second, into a double out.
So 2 runs for Caravel in that inning, and they stretch the lead to 6-2. As we move to the 4th, we're going to take a short break. We're right back here on 302 Sports.
From Fenwick Island to Middletown, Surf Bagel is your go-to spot for fresh baked bagels and good vibes. We're open daily from 6:30 a.m. to 2 p.m., serving up breakfast and lunch favorites like our specialty wraps, made-to-order salads, tasty smoothies, and locally roasted coffee. Be sure to check out our iconic merch, the perfect way to wear the beach life wherever you go. Dine in and enjoy the beach atmosphere, or grab your order to go and hit the road. We're stoked to serve you soon. From Fenwick Island to Middletown, Surf Bagel is your go-to spot for fresh baked bagels and good vibes. We're open daily from 6:30 a.m. to 2 p.m., serving up breakfast and lunch favorites like our specialty wraps, made-to-order salads, tasty smoothies, and locally roasted coffee. Be sure to check out our iconic merch, the perfect way to wear the beach life wherever you go. Dine in and enjoy the beach atmosphere, or grab your order to go and hit the road. We're stoked to
All right, we're back at Paul Niegeberger Field. And Garrett Bone back on the hill for Caravel. He's got a 6-2 lead. We're in the 5th inning. Craig has joined me at the fence.
I am on the fence now.
We're on the fence. And the batter is the leadoff hitter, Justin O'Connor. Made that catch and tag at third base, and a throw by Fleetwood. There's a rip in the center field. It's going to get down for a single unless O'Connor says, I'll take second, but he's not going. You're now 4 runs. You can't be taking that kind of chance.
No, he thought about it, though.
He did.
He made a long turnaround first. He thought about going for second, but that was just a long single. A good piece of hitting there.
Leadoff hit for the Red Wolves is the second inning in a row they've had the leadoff hitter. No, I'm sorry. The second out of the 5 innings they've had the leadoff hitter on. Third inning they also let off with a single. That was Fleetwood. The batter now is Mark Spohr. He is 0 for 1 with a walk. I don't think he's button here. You need more than one runner.
No, I think they need the big inning. They don't want to sacrifice any outs.
As he takes that one, looks a little bit high. Third baseman for Caravel is Jaden Brown. He's up a little bit near the cutout, so I don't think Spohr is going to bunt here, because he can bunt for a hit, but not. Well, yeah, Brown dropped back a little bit, but I think he's going to be swinging here.
But you're right. Brown is up a little further than a traditional third base setup.
Yes, he does, takes the cut. And 1-1. We have Garrett Bone. We have some action in the Caravel bullpen. Can't really see who it is.
No, we cannot.
In fact, I thought they used this bullpen down here, but they have their own on that side. That's fouled.
I was headed towards
out
my
of
car.
play. We're still at one bus.
Yeah.
If you just tune in,
Coming out of the Conrad
the
bullpen right now is Chase Watson.
the Conrad bus parked right behind us. It has been hit once by a foul ball, and the bus driver said he didn't care.
Yeah, he's like, oh, I don't care. I'll keep it parked there. And we're like, oh, okay. So we just assume it woke him up.
That pitch is in the dirt. Nice stop back by Skelton. We've seen a lot of active catchers tonight.
Once again, you take the words right out of my mouth. I was going to say both catchers on their game tonight.
No,
Zielinski on the
had
other
to be.
side. It's been great.
They played some good defense. As the throw to first, diving back.
But to your point, they've had to be, because there's been some control issues on both sides of this matchup tonight, which is surprising. We thought it was going to be a little more pitcher's duel.
2-2. That's fouled out of play. We'll see if it hits anything. But gravity tells me it's going to hit something eventually.
I don't know. I think that one stayed in the sky.
It's there it goes, like a helium balloon. What is it? Today's Thursday, right? Yeah. Yeah, it's Thursday. Maybe there'll be a late hockey game on or something. Well, I don't know. The playoffs haven't started yet.
No, there might be one more today, but
I can go watch MLB Network, as I like to call it, the Dodger Network.
And then we got
full count here. I don't believe Conrad's going to be running on a full count, but I've been wrong before, as my wife will tell you.
Oh yeah, as my ex-wife will tell you.
Has she told you I was wrong a few times?
Yeah, oh definitely.
He's not going. It's fouled out of play, and this one.
A little short hop out of play there.
Just barely got over the fence.
Again, 3-2, another full count for Bone. He's throwing a lot of pitches tonight.
Yeah, he's got to be getting near that 105 in the 5th inning here.
But both of these pitchers have been very deliberate.
This game has these innings. I don't know if you had one, 2, 3 inning on either side tonight. That's fouled straight down. So Spore, as the Bee Gees once said, is staying alive.
Well, let's see if those ahs were worth it.
Yeah, I really need to come up with some 80s references, but I'll take the 70s, the Saturday Night Fever.
And I'll do the 90s and
Into
2000s.
the 90s, yeah. That pitch is high, and Conrad has the first 2 men on base.
And he continues to be alive on base. Conrad looking for the big inning, and right now, 2 base runners, no men out.
And that brings I want to say the pitcher to the plate, Sawyer DeLuca. DeLuca doubled his first time up, fly to right field in the 3rd, and he scored the game's first run on, guess what? A wild pitch, that's right.
Yes, 5 runs scored of the 8 on wild pitches
You
tonight.
win, ding, 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 ding.
Good off-speed pitch.
That wasn't going right at the knees. First and second for the Rebels, so they're down 4, but they still have 9 outs to work with here. And Bone takes a break. Garrett Bone, as many of the Caravel players, are multi-sport athlete. A fine basketball player as well. Here's the pitch. Another off-speed pitch. Not held on to by
Got him.
Skelton. And he throws in.
Oh,
Save.
the ball
O'Connor
came out.
sneaks in there as the 3rd baseman, Jaden Brown, just unable to hang on to that throw. But that was a good throw by
Oh, O'Connor's
by,
wobbled.
by Shelton. I don't know if he was. And also Spore takes second on that one.
Yeah, I thought he was definitely.
So 2 runners in scoring position, 2-1 count.
Yeah, he was definitely. It was definitely there in time. He would have been out. However, the ball came out of the glove, and from our vantage point, we couldn't see that.
Umpire right there.
Yeah,
Great
very good
position.
job by the umpire.
Yeah, he was in great position. 2-1 count.
O'Connor's still limping a little bit.
That pitch way upstairs, and Coach Caldwell, she's got to be thinking about making a switch here. We'll see.
Yeah,
Well, not mid-batter. That was unusual to see that from Kelly Wilson in the top of the inning. I'm sorry, in the bottom of the 4th inning. Here it is, a 3-1 pitch. It's going to have to be somewhere where he likes it for DeLuca, and he calls a timeout. Carter Barkowski, the big first baseman, waits on deck. He's a hitter.
Good
Speed.
pitch.
Strike 2. We have a full count.
Yeah, that was the same one that he threw for strike 1 early in the count before he fell behind, and now another full count, 3rd straight batter.
So the runners at second and third, 3-2 pitch on the way. Chopped. That was a late swing, and he stays alive.
Yeah, he got fooled on the break-in pitch there, but was able to keep his hands back, throw it out there, and chop it foul, stay alive.
The old, what do they call it, the Baltimore chop?
Oh, that's a great reference.
Yeah. I wonder if somebody's going to hit a Texas leaguer. You don't hear that anymore.
No.
And now it's a flare.
Yeah, you never hear that. That's
Texas
a good point.
leaguer. That's upstairs, and that's ball 4. He's walking like an Egyptian
Yeah.
to first base.
Now, that's a good one. I like that one. And now we're going to have a meeting at the mound. I think we might have a change. But I tell you what, to put in a pitcher in this situation, inheriting 3 base runners, that would be, man, that's tough to ask somebody to do that.
So bases loaded for Conrad with nobody out.
Now we don't know that they are doing that. They're just having
Now,
a meeting on the
it's
mound.
not Kristen Caldwell out there, but
Yeah.
I'm just going to take a quick peek here. This technology stuff is good stuff. Because I can tell you one thing. I can tell you lots of things, but what I wanted to tell you was that Caravel back in action on Tuesday. They will play at Dover, and then they have Odessa next Thursday here, and then Middletown. So they got those next 3 games for Conrad. I believe they have William Penn Saturday at 11 at Ritchie Elementary. That should be a good one. Then they are at home against Woodbridge on Tuesday. Then they go to St. George's next Thursday. You see some Hawks in the crowd here watching the game.
Yeah. It's, some of the kids have filed out a little bit. They
still have school.
Of course, they're going home to promptly
to
do
study,
their homework
exactly
and
right.
study.
So you have a bases loaded here, and it looked like Bone was pitching from the from a delivery, from a windup rather, not from the stretch. And if you're O'Connor and you see that, you can get some.
You can get down the third base line.
Yeah, you can get a good lead here. He is in the windup, but he's going to hang out where he is and take some steps as he just pitches in there as he completes his delivery. 1-1.
And if you're Garrett Bone, pitching from the windup where you're more comfortable anyway with the bases loaded is good, because it shows, like we were discussing earlier, you're not focusing on those runners. You're focused on the batter. And now we see some of the pitchers from the bullpen.
They're
for
ready.
Caravel making their way back to the dugout. Bartkowski.
It's fouled into the field.
Into the field. No damage will be done in the field unless,
unless there's a
people
Canada,
playing.
Canada goose there.
Yeah. Which are a protected species. Why? There's millions. There's millions per square foot.
All right, the pitch.
Nice.
Sent down this way, it's going to be a foul ball. And somebody reached.
Wow.
Abracadabra. They
Wait,
would reach out and grab you.
You know who that was? That was from Newark Charter, the pitcher, wasn't it?
Oh, his coach would kill him if he did that.
Oh, yeah. Oh, and since we are in Middle Delaware, that means helicopters flying into Summit Airport.
It's a 1-2 count.
Right by my old house.
Yeah. Now that the schools are they're on hold right now, the Summit campus. Swing and a miss, and that's a big strikeout for Garrett Bone. One
Big
out
strikeout for Bone.
for Conrad.
This changes everything from a coaching perspective, because if he gives that one up, then you might have to yank him. But instead, 1 out. They're at double play depth in the middle of the infield.
It's Dello Buono who's 0 for 2.
Got a chance here to get out of this jam,
He can
but
help.
Conrad trying to cut into this lead.
Oh, ripped into center field. It's going to drop for a hit. 1 run is home. Here comes the second run. Oh, he's going to go back to third. That was probably the right move. That was who's that? Mark Sporer was about a third of the way down, and look, the coach. He slammed those brakes on. He would have been out at home.
Yeah, I think he would have been dead to rights at home.
So everybody moves up 90 feet.
It was a little to the left, if you're the catcher, a little to his right. But I think he would have made that play pretty easily, so it was a good decision to hold him, especially with only 1 out.
I mean, he smacked that ball to center field.
Yeah, don't make your second out at home when you're trying to rally.
Justin O'Connor came in to score. Sporer at third, Sawyer DeLuca at second, and Nick Dello Buono at first. The batter is Jonathan Downs. He's looking for the cycle. He's got the triple and the double.
He needs the single.
He needs a single and a homer.
And the bomb.
I don't want to get in trouble and tell him to swing for the fences here. And a good stop back there by Shelton.
But what a day he's
Skelton.
had. But
Skelton, not Shelton.
Skelton,
Yeah,
yes,
what am I
correct.
thinking?
Skelton.
It's getting late.
It is,
Some of us were up early this morning. Not tomorrow morning. I'm sleeping not real late, but I'm sleeping in compared to today. 1-1 to count on Hunter Skelton. Lets that one go. It's about eye high. And it's 2-1. Bases remain loaded after the RBI single. That was a poke by Nick Dello Buono. He hit that so hard that they couldn't score 2 runs on that play.
No, negative. Off-speed pitch.
Soft speed stuff. on the outside. It's 3-1, and no place to put him.
Yep.
So
There are
Downs
no
gonna,
bags.
Yeah, Downs says, I'm going to get an RBI walk, or I'm going to hit the ball real hard.
I have a feeling he's got a green light here.
Here's a 3-1 pitch from Garrett Bone.
Ooh.
Swing, miss. He wanted to get the home run part of that cycle out of the way.
Oh, he did certainly have a green light there.
It's a full count. We'll see. I don't know if you move the runners here at all. You don't want to run into a double play, that's for sure. Here's the pitch.
And he got
Strike
rung
three
up.
called. And a big strikeout for Garrett Bone.
Huge, huge.
That's the first time they've retired Downs tonight, and that's a big one.
Yeah, basically the hottest hitter on their team. 3-1 count, ends up striking out on a off-speed pitch that he just watched.
6th strikeout of the evening for Garrett Bone. And the batter is Shane Wilson, the shortstop. Wilson is 0 for 1 with a walk.
Yeah, it looks like he's finding some luck with that off-speed stuff.
Here's the pitch.
Ooh, and he comes with the gas.
Just upstairs a little bit. 1-1. 6-3, Caravel, thanks for joining us here on 302 Sports. Mike Lang, Craig Laskowski, Jason Winchell for now, and Nick Halliday up on the platform. Another off-speed and another strike called.
Ooh,
It's
that
1
one
and 2.
just clipped the bottom part of his
Wait,
zone.
did he tap his helmet? No, you know.
He did. He would have ABS'd that one.
Tapping the helmet, but that's not going to count.
Yeah, you guys can't see us, but we're tapping our helmets right now.
Jay's going to tap his helmet to keep himself awake. Another off-speed pitch. This one just a bit high.
Yeah, that
And
one
it's
high.
2-2.
He was trying to drop that one in. Belt level, couldn't get it there. Big pitch here.
Yeah, Bone has had a bunch of big pitches in this inning as they loaded the bases with nobody out. And now it's a full count. Now the runners will be moving with 2 outs.
So he has had 5 full counts in a row.
So this inning has gone single, walk, strikeout, single, strikeout. Here's Garrett Bone. Look at the runners are on the way. They're almost home. Wild pitch. Well, that's going to be ball 4. Here comes the second run.
Wow.
And he scores from second base on the wild pitch and walk.
Wow.
And the other runner, Delo Bono, gets a third.
What heads-up base running. They basically ran the wheel right
So
around.
Who's number 12 for Conrad? Because he was running for DeLuca.
That was Joseph DeBright.
All right, so it was a walk. So Spohr scores on the walk. DeBright takes third on the walk
And just
never
kept going.
stopped. He kept going around third base. So that is an RBI on the walk for Shane Wilson, and another run scoring on a wild pitch in DeBright. And
Wow.
all of a sudden, it's 6-5 here, 3-run inning for the Red Wolves, and they score 2 runs in that without a hit.
Yeah, and they almost got out of that inning. 2 outs with the bases loaded and up 4 still. Almost got out of that inning. But instead, now it's 6-5, only a 1-run game, and we're going to have a pitching change here.
Wow, so he got 2 big strikeouts there, sandwiched around that RBI single for Nick Delo Buono. But some heads-up base running and good coaching there at third base when he recognized that they weren't going to be able to get the Bright at home.
Yeah, and now we have number 7, Luca Brown, a lefty, coming up, as well as action in the Conrad bullpen.
So Garrett Bone goes 4 2/3. He's responsible for the 2 runners on base, of course. And we're going to have Luca. What's Luca's last name?
What was that? I'm sorry.
The pitcher.
Luca Brown.
Luca Brown.
Well,
I'll
number
have to write
7,
that
Luca
down.
Brown, the lefty. He's a junior. And he's going to get his warm-up time here.
So it's a 4 2/3 innings. The book not complete yet for Garrett Bone.
No, Shane Wilson still on third base.
Yep, and now Delo Buono should be on third,
Oh, you're right. Delo Buono's on third.
and it should be wrong score sheet. Shane Wilson over I think he stayed at first base.
Correct.
So it should be first and third here. What an odd.
Yeah, so
odd looking score sheet.
it
Yeah,
is.
Lots of
we
walks
got an
tonight.
interesting score sheet this inning.
Lots of wild pitches.
Wild pitches, walks.
Another run scores on a wild pitch.
Yeah, 6 runs on wild pitches.
6 out of the 11. The pitching, the command just not there tonight. There's some good, a lot of good hitting, some good defense.
All right, looks like we're about to get back underway. Shane Wilson just walked. He'll go back to first base.
Luca Brown trying to get out. He's going to have to get Brendan Zielinski, who's 0 for 2 tonight. He would say he's due.
Yeah, Zielinski's had a great game behind the bag, though. Called a fantastic game from the catcher's perspective.
So see if Del Bono tries to get a lead with the left-hander out there.
He will, especially because he's on the blind side of the pitcher now.
That's correct. Here's the pitch. A hard thrower, that Lucas Brown. Let's stop by Skelton again. Luca's out warming up a little bit after his spot in the batting order. He walked, and his pinch runner scored. Swing and a miss by Zielinski. He's had a tough night at the plate, but like you said, he's been really good behind the plate. He would tell you he's due. Craig, sometimes you just don't see everything here.
I was just letting it go.
That's a pinch hitter.
Yeah.
Brandon Beers is batting, but he's up 3-1 in the count.
I base most of what I do on you here, Mike. So I'm blaming you fully.
I could take that. The coach is in the way. That's going to be my excuse.
Exactly.
I can't see the number.
We're down here on the third baseline.
That ball's high, and it's a walk. And the bases are loaded one more time. So this should be Jack Fleetwood batting, number 10. And Fleetwood, he singled. He singled and he hit into a fielder's choice. So he's 1 for 2 tonight. And we have a pinch runner at first base, number 8. You got the roster, so you're going to tell me who that is.
No, I was just speaking with Jack's mom
Okay.
over here. She was making sure I didn't get her son's name wrong like I did the last batter.
No, we're going to get fired now.
Yeah.
So
she doesn't even need to send the email. She's standing right next to me. She can file the complaint personally.
Who's number 8 for Conrad?
Number 8 for Conrad is Brendan Zielinski. Now,
Zielinski's back running at first base.
Now
okay.
he's running, yes.
All right, well, Fleetwood is batting. He's got the bases loaded. He can put Conrad ahead with a hit. That pitch is a little bit low, 1-0. I was waiting for the umpire, and he did not make any move. And we have, the DMA kids are chirping a little bit down here.
Yeah, like we said, this is the United Nations of Delaware baseball teams here right now.
That pitch, nice stop by Skelton. It's 2-0, and Brown's got to find the strike zone here. No place to put him. Conrad with 3 runs in the top of this inning. No
Jack
chance
Fleetwood.
for Jason Winchell to make it to the end of this one.
No, there's not.
Here's the pitch. That is a strike.
Yeah, watches one go down the middle. 2-1. Still in control here. Runners all around right now. Nowhere to put them.
Here's the pitch. It looks like it's low or outside, and it's
I think it was low and
3
outside.
1. And if you're Fleetwood, you're going to look for a spot here more than anything else.
But I think Fleetwood's going to have the green light here.
Let's see if Dello Buono, he don't want to get picked off, so he doesn't really need to go that far. That's upstairs.
And he walks.
We are tied at 6.
And just like that,
RBI
a tie game.
walk.
And it is 6-6 as Jack Fleetwood takes his place at first base, and his mother celebrates. And now there's going to be another meeting at the mound.
And they have batted around in this inning. That was batter number 9 in the inning for Conrad. They've scored 4 runs and have tied this one up. And they were down 6-2, but as Howard Jones once said, things can only get better.
Yes. Sure.
That's right.
Yeah, I'm not. Yeah, okay. When did he say that?
About 1984.
Oh, okay. I wasn't around yet.
I was.
Oh, man. All right, the meeting on the mound is over.
So the batter's Justin O'Connor. He is 1 for 3 with a run scored. He singled in this inning. He singled in this inning to start the inning.
He did. He has batted around.
Oh, yeah, changed this 6 to a 5. It's messing everything up.
Yeah, we batted
it's like
around.
Tessio and The Godfather, messing up all my plans.
O'Connor was just here on third base,
That's
it seems
right.
like a minute ago.
So he's got bases loaded. Here it is. First pitch curveball is in there for strike 1, I believe. Yes. Craig's got a friend of the insect kind or gnat kind.
It's all right. The night started with me taking a mosquito bite right on the leg.
That's
so.
right. A little off-speed stuff upstairs. It's 1-1.
That's high.
That's what happens. I told the wife, it's baseball. You just don't know how long we're going to be here.
Yes, that's true. We're going to lose Jason. We're going to lose our producer, Jason Winchell, here in about 15 minutes.
I got text messages coming in. We got to check those in between innings, maybe. Oh.
Way inside.
Kneecaps O'Connor, and it's 2-1.
O'Connor was a little hobbled before when he was on third base, but he shook it off.
Yeah, he got out of the way of that one. You see a baseball flying at your knees. 2-1. Here's the pitch. That's an off-speed pitch and a ball, and it's 3-1. And you're Caravel, so you just need strikes.
Yeah, I mean, at this point, we've said it a few times this inning. There's nowhere to put them.
Last 3 batters for the Rebels have walked. Here's the pitch. And another last 4 batters now have walked. Conrad takes the lead. It's 7-6. Who'd have thunk it?
Justin O'Connor takes his place at first base. Zielinski's over here at third.
Yeah, and that's the frustrating thing, Craig. Like Jason said, you're not even making them swing the bat. Let's mark that run scored there. That is a 5-run inning now for Conrad. The batter is Mark Spoor. He is 0 for 1. He has 2 walks tonight and a run scored.
Yeah, right now.
Lefty on lefty violence right here. Let's see who comes out on top. That pitch is inside. And just a little command. Command has not been there for either team tonight.
Yeah, right now, Luca Brown just having all sorts of trouble finding the strike zone.
Caravel off until Tuesday, so they can let their pitchers rest. Conrad back in action on Saturday. There's a swing and a miss by Spoor. It's 1-1.
That was some heat there.
Yeah, he throws hard.
Yeah.
Definitely. Luca Brown brings it.
Just trying to get this last out. They've been on 2 outs for 4 runners now.
The 2 big strikeouts in this inning.
Good pitch, curveball.
They strike, and it's 1-2, so they're ahead, but they've been ahead in the count before. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 walks in this inning.
I think we're going to see him challenge him with the heat.
Brown from the stretch. It's popped up. Is it going to stay in?
It did, but the catcher was unable to corral it. It was in an awkward spot there.
It was behind us. I mean, it's behind the dugout from here, so it was tough for us to see it. But the count remains 1-2. 2 outs. 5 runs in for Conrad. They lead 7-6. We are in the 5th inning here at Caravel Academy. Thanks for joining us tonight. A beautiful night in the Mid-Atlantic. That's sent deep to right field, right center. It's a single. 1 run is in. 2 runs are home. Into third base goes O'Connor. It's a 2-run single for Mark Sporer. Add on 2 more.
What timely hitting there from Spora. Gets 2 more in the inning. It's now a 7-run inning to make it 9-6. And that was with 2 strikes. That was 2 strike and 2 out hitting.
1 to 7 is 8.
You are correct. The math is incorrect on the scoreboard.
It is a 7-run inning. I believe it is. Well, that was not 1 run before. It was 2 runs before. So 2 and 7 is 9.
No, there you go. Come on, let's count.
It was 2. They had 2 runs coming into this inning.
We need to apologize on behalf of 302 Sports for the Salesianum education of Mike Lang.
Here comes they're making the call to the bullpen. You know what they're calling? They're calling 867-5309.
Mike, let's see. We got names wrong. We got scores wrong.
Yeah, but I got every 80 song you can imagine in this space up here.
That's what happens when we're just on the sideline here, winging it down the third baseline.
Craig, I don't care about my bad reputation. Uh-oh.
Oh, I might be called into action here.
Winchell
My headset
out.
might be putting down. Hold on.
I got it. That's right. It is 9. I got to count all these little squares here, make sure I got them all right. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 runs. I will head to the headset. I hand you the headset so I can take more. I want to give Justin's mom the headset because she won't abuse me like you do, Craig. No. Right, Mrs. O'Connor? She's going to take the headset?
That was Mrs. Fleetwood.
Miss Fleetwood's going to hit it. Okay.
Almost.
Craig, we're going to have to decide who's getting this chain tonight.
Well, there's a lot. I mean, there's a lot of options.
Yeah.
Yeah, we might be handing out the chain at midnight.
All right. Okay, so Caravel under the 3rd pitcher of the inning.
All right.
I can't see the number. Let's see. It is number 13. Now we have the roster. Here it is.
I got it. All right, number 13. Let's see. I'm reaching now. That is Jackson Gable, who's been playing a great game.
Yes, Gable was in right field.
Speedy. But what a shame they just can't get this 3rd out. It just seems this 3rd out is elusive for them in this inning.
Yeah, just a tough outing for Brown.
They almost got out of it with no runs, but instead 7 have been plated in this inning, all 2 outs.
And the first batter that Gable will face is going to be Sawyer DeLuca, who I believe is still pitching for Conrad. Yes, that was Mark Sporer with the 2-run single. I believe the first multi-RBI hit of the night.
That is correct. Downs had a couple big hits. He had a double and a triple.
And a lot of wild pitch runs.
And then we've had a ton of wild pitch runs.
And how many walked runs or runs were walked in? Several. It's hard. I'd have to go bat it up. This score sheet, by the way, is not official because I've been up since 3 o'clock this morning.
You're calling the game,
I'm calling
too.
the game. I'm trying to keep score, and that was a lot of walks. But it is going to be Sawyer DeLuca at the plate. Jackson Gable moves in from right field, and he will be pitching for Caravel's there, looking for that elusive 3rd out. Last 5 batters have reached for Conrad. They lead 9-6 here in the 5th. Jason Witch is going to be having the game on his drive up to work tonight. So lefty DeLuca, most of the crowd's still here. Some of them have departed. It is a school night.
It is. They have their studies to attend to.
That's right. First pitch fouled out of play. It's not going to be a bus. It's on the school roof. And down. 0-1. So when we hit the bottom of the 5th, it's going to be 7, 8, 9 due up for Caravel. They got to get out of this inning first. This is probably the most runs they've given up in an inning all season. Right at us, Craig. Here it comes.
It's coming our way.
Oh, Nick almost
got Nick Halliday!
Halliday!
Nick Halliday barehands the ball while operating the camera.
How about that's the top play right there. Halliday with the catch. Oh, the Green Knights are proud. Mount Pleasant proud right there. That's an 0-2 count, by the way, on Sawyer DeLuca.
Barehanded that.
That's right.
Maybe he's going to get the chain.
He got a piece of that one. DeLuca stays alive. Nick, amazing the fans down the third baseline. Justin O'Connor can't believe it. He's there at third base wondering how'd that guy make that catch. Conrad looking to stay undefeated heading into their game Saturday against William Penn. Caravel at Dover on Tuesday. Here's the pitch. Just a bit outside. Skelton tried to frame it, but just couldn't get the call. Craig's at the scoreboard now.
I am, yes.
He's the producer.
You're not going to hear. I'm not going to chirp in as much, but
he's a producer like Mel Brooks.
I'm here. That's a great film.
Anything with Mel Brooks.
Oh, yeah, I watched a lot of Mel Brooks
yeah.
in film school.
That's fouled out of play.
That's bus territory.
Oh, 2 buses tonight.
2 buses.
Yeah, I think they woke the bus driver up.
Yeah.
You know, the bus driver told us he didn't care if he got hit, so he parked there. That one's a little closer to a window there, Craig.
Yeah, he was tempting fate when he said that he
said,
didn't care.
I don't care. I'm leaving the bus here. I'm like, all right. All right, it's a 1-2 count. Chopper toward third. And nobody's going to be able to get that one. That was an impossible play. It's going to be an RBI. We're going to call that a hit for Sawyer DeLuca because I'm the official scorer. That's an RBI single for Sawyer DeLuca. It makes it 10-6. And coming in to score on that one was Justin O'Connor.
And they have plated all of these runs with 2 outs. It is incredible that Caravel was almost out of this inning, and then they just got stuck with 2 outs, and they have not been able to get past.
Another 1-2 count.
Yeah.
That one, he's throwing strikes. That DeLuca stayed alive with a few foul balls. Got one of the bus. And Carter Bartkowski, he's looking to join the hit parade tonight. He's 0 for 3. Carter says, don't forget about me. Don't you forget about me. There you go. Huh?
Breakfast Club.
That's correct. Simple Minds. Good pitch.
Big cut
from
there.
Gale. He did make a big cut. Carter Bartkowski, the first baseman. Been 2 outs for a long time. Here's the pitch. Chopper way up in the air. That's going to be a tough play. Nice play over there. They get the ball to Gable, and finally, Craig.
Finally.
After 13 batters, Conrad is retired. They scored 8 runs. They take the 10-6 lead. We all need a break. We're back after this on 302 Sports. All right, we never left, but here we are back at Caravel Academy. 8 runs, 13 batters came to the plate. And it was a long, long half inning there for everybody, but Conrad back on defense. Now, Caravel has scored in every inning thus far, so this game's not over. It's 10-6. You know, Craig, I was mentioning Caravel scored in every inning, so Conrad does not want to take the foot off the gas here.
No, they don't want to take anything for granted. Yes, they did take the lead, but things can change very quickly, as you mentioned in the last inning. I mean, they played at 8. It was 6-2 with 2 outs, and they played at 8. So
Owen Groff leads it off, the designated hitter, a little lefty on lefty here. Sawyer DeLuca on the mound again, and that, I believe, is a strike. It is, and that's 1-2 is the count. The toughest challenge tonight for the pitchers has been throwing strikes. And Groff steps out. I thought the bus driver came out, but he said he had a long day. He's been driving since 6 a.m. Maybe he might be resting.
yeah, he thought that he was picking up the players to take them home.
Called strike 3, and DeLuca gets the K.
Yeah, the bus driver thought he was picking up players and taking them home, and he got here, and he's like, wait, the game hasn't even started? We're like, no, there's still an hour till the game starts. So that gentleman was a little upset that he was going to be here all night.
That was not our fault.
But then you told him, don't worry, it'll be a super quick game.
Well, once again, I was incorrect. That's the 4th strikeout tonight for Conrad pitching. The batter is, this should be Jackson Gable, now the pitcher. He is he's 1 for 1 with a single and a walk, a run scored. And that's ball 1, 1, and 1. Jackson Gable.
DeLuca looking pretty good on the mound this half inning.
Yeah, he throws strikes, amazing things happen.
Jack Fleetwood's mom has left us.
And there's a ball, so it's 2-1, I believe. Yes.
She pointed out a few of our mistakes. We got to thank her for that. She gets credit for that. Thank you.
That's ball sent to right field. It's in foul territory. And no, it's a fair ball. Is it's off the right fielder? It's going to be. How are we going to score that? That's probably a 2-base error.
2BE.
2B error.
And that's going to be down second. Catching error, fielding error.
I thought he was in foul territory,
in
but
right field, but I think he dropped it into fair territory.
It bounced like off his shoulder or something and rolled away, and that allowed Groff to get to second base. So this is so that was Jackson Gable. Groff is already gone. Let's see, boom, boom. We'll call that E9. Alrighty, so the batter now is number 21. Oh, I don't have it on the roster here. I know you have it somewhere. It's
here you go.
21 for Caravel.
For Caravel.
The righty.
Bryce Lepore.
And that's going to be a balk. As he stopped in mid-throw, that's got to be a balk.
I would imagine.
Unless the batter called timeout.
Yeah, it might have been a time called, although there is a question, and now coach is not happy with the ump for not calling that.
I guess. Well, we can't hear. I don't know if the only way it would not be a ball because if the batter called a timeout and it was granted.
Well, you just.
But whatever. It's
You just heard coach say to the ump, "You're better than that." I said, "Woo."
I've heard that many times.
Yeah, that's the go-to.
And that's going to be the first pitch of the bat, and that's a strike. I'm going to have to. I've been making dinner at 11:30 tonight. You never know.
Oh, yeah. At this point, I'm not even making dinner. I'm going somewhere.
0-1 pitch. On inside corner, strike 2. 1-2 the count on Lepore. Runner at second base, that is Jackson Gable, who's now your Caravel pitcher. He came in and put out the fire. He didn't start the fire.
He did not start the fire.
But he put out the fire. There we go. That's number 6.
That's number 6. Is that 80s?
Yes. I believe late 80s. Or no, yeah, I'll have to look it up. I think it is late 80s.
Close enough.
That was close. It's going to be called a ball, and it's 1 and 2. Craig, I may not get a play-by-play assignment the rest of the year. Here we go. 1-2 pitch. Chopped in the left, in the center field. I'm sorry. They're going to send Gable. No, they hold him at third.
Ooh.
And that's probably a smart idea as the throw goes home. It's going to be a single there for Lepore. And that's 2 runners on for the Bucks. 5th inning of the single.
No outs, 2
Nobody
on.
out. Yeah, you can't run into outs when you're down 4 runs.
No,
So
you
that's
don't
a
want the
smart
first
play.
out to be at third or home. That's the cliche.
The leadoff hitter is Jaden Brown. He's 2 for 3 with a run scored. Oh, he takes one in the back.
Ooh, you could
And
hear that.
as the kids say, that's going to leave a mark.
I mean, you could hear that. I wasn't even looking at the play. I was looking at the scoreboard down here on the computer, and I just heard that thud.
So that loads the bases with exactly 1 out, and we're going to have a meeting at the mound. That's going to give me a chance to do a couple things. The first one I'm going to do is remind everybody that, Craig, I know you were planning on being here, and I think I will be here Monday night for the dedication of Randy Johnson Field right next to us here. Caravel Softball takes on Concord, and we will have that. Shannon Timmons will be coming up to help us with that one. Actually, I think we're helping Shannon, but we're going to be here for that one. And so that's that. And then the batter now for Caravel's Matt Rice. He's got the bases loaded. Ducks on the pond, they like to say. And that's going to be strike 1. DeLuca's throwing hard and gets the strike there.
Big opportunity here for Rice.
So DeLuca got the strikeout to start the inning, but since then, Bucks have been putting the bat on the ball, and then he put the ball on the back.
The bags are juiced.
That's what they say. Here's the 0-1 pitch. Off speed, he fooled him. It's 0-2.
He was way out ahead of that. The foot came down, and he was still trying to hold his wrists, but could not.
1989.
We didn't start the
We didn't
fire?
start the
All
fire.
right.
So
You're
maybe
on 6.
He snuck in there at the end.
6
of it.
80s references.
Yeah, by the way, the Billy Joel channel is back on Sirius XM for now. Here's the pitch. Fouled out of play. Stays alive. 0-2. Caravel keeping the faith. Oh, boom.
On fire.
Thank you. Yeah, Billy Joel, I could do 100 of those. You know, when the game starts stretching like this one, you gotta come up with some of that stuff.
Big part of the game right here.
2 pitch. Sent into left field. Line drive. Caught. The runner's going to go. Here's the throw. It's going to be cut. And that's an RBI sac fly for Matt Rice, and it makes it 10-7. That's a big out there for Conrad. They'll trade that out for the run.
Yeah, the out for the run is definitely a good trade there. Now you have 2 outs. You still have a 3-run lead. However, now you got a little more uncleanliness on the base paths here. You still got 2 on. However, only 1 in scoring position.
That was a big out. Nice play out there in left field for Conrad. That was some great contact by Matt Rice. But
Was that,
right at the fielder.
actually
DeLuca was
was-
out there, but
I think that's Jack Fleetwood now. So we made friends with his mother earlier.
that was ball 1 to Gavin Evans. 2 walks tonight and 2 runs scored. So officially 0 for 1. Lefty. I know Caravel would love to get these 2 runners moved up, but can't be running into and out. There's a great stop back there by, is that Zielinski still catching? So it's still Zielinski's number 10 playing for Conrad. Zielinski's still catching. He made a great stop there. So number 10 for Conrad is?
That is Jack Fleetwood.
Jack Fleetwood
in left field.
Yeah, Jack Fleetwood started the game in center field.
The aforementioned Jack Fleetwood.
One thing about being a Frawley, they announced the changes.
That is true.
2-0 the count to Gavin Evans. He takes a strike. 2-1. In the bottom of the 5th inning of a long game here at Caravel.
Tell you what, it looked like Caravel was just cruising for a while. Then they hit the top of the 5th, and boom, 8 runs.
I'm going to have to text the boss. There's the play at second. But he's back in safely. Oh, he's going to try the old fake drop the ball. He did drop the ball. Okay.
No, that's the old actual drop the ball.
Actual drop the ball. 2-1 to count on Evans. Big swing, no contact, 2-2.
1 strike away from getting out of the jam.
We've seen a lot of 2-out damage tonight.
Tons, including 8 in the last half of this frame.
Nothing quite like that, but setting to center field, that's going to drop in for a hit. Around third is Lepore. The throw home. He's safe at home.
He's safe at home.
He sneaks around the tag. What a great slide by Lepore. And it's 10-8 on an RBI single for Gavin Evans.
Wow, what a slide as he slides to the backside of the plate and gets the hand in. I thought for sure he was dead to rights.
I thought he was an out.
Instead, he scores, and again, first and second with 2 outs. More 2-out damage done in this game.
The 7th Caravel batter of this inning coming to the plate. This is Hunter Skelton. He is 1 for 2 with an RBI, and he sends the ball into the outfield and the right. It is caught in medium right center field, and that's going to do it. But 2 more runs for Caravel. We said they scored in every inning, and they trail 10-8. We're going to take a quick break, and we'll have inning number 6 for you when we return. All right, sixth inning action coming up. Craig, it's been a long one tonight, but a lot of action.
Yeah, for those of you that have stayed with us, thank you at 302 Sports. Very much appreciate you joining us back on YouTube.
7 batters that inning for Caravel. They had 7 batters in the third inning and 6 batters in the first, 6 batters in the fourth, and only 5 in the second. That's how you get games that take a while, but there's been a lot of action. And batting for Conrad to lead things off here in the 6th. It's Nick Dello Buono. I'm not even sure what position he's playing. He might be like a DH. They may just converted the pitcher's spot to a DH spot. But no Phillies action tonight. And the way they're playing, you'd rather watch this anyway.
Absolutely. I'd pretty much rather watch anything than the Phillies play.
They've been a little tough. I was talking to a friend of mine today. He's a Mets fan. He's like, "You think you're bad? They're a mess.
They really
already.
are. I mean,
already."
And they got the guy that the Phillies wanted. What's his name? And he's playing terrible.
That pitch is upstairs, and it's 2-1 to Nick Dello Buono. On deck.
Bo Bichette, that's who I was thinking
Bichette's
of. Yeah.
Jonathan Downs waiting on deck for the Red Wolves. That's sent up the middle, and it's a base hit for Nick Dello Buono, and the offense continues. We have not had a 1-2-3 inning all night.
We have not. It is 10-8.
We've barely had a 1-2-3-4 inning.
Yeah, well, yeah. Especially if you look at Caravel on the scoreboard
we
there,
mentioned-
1-1, 2-2-2. They've scored every single inning. So
Well-
if you're Conrad, you got to keep the pressure on.
We mentioned Caravel had 5 batters in the second. That was the fewest amount of batters they had. Conrad 4 batters in the first, 4 in the second, and 5 in the third, and then 13 in the. 5 in the fourth, and then 13 in the fifth. This is actually inning number 6. And we mentioned Downs. Number 16 is the batter. 2 for 3 with a run scored. 10-8 Conrad. 8 runs in the 5th inning.
Steps off. That's another reason, we talked about the length of this game is another reason this game has taken a while. Both of these teams' pitchers are very deliberate in their delivery.
Yes, they are. Jackson Gable came in relief in the 5th inning. Back out there for the 6th. He's ahead of Downs 0-2. Wonder if our Conrad friend is watching. John Kaleja, 302 colleague. That pitch is low. It's 1-2. Still quite a few people out here. Not as many as before, but there is still a good crowd on hand.
Yeah, it was not exactly 3 deep down the fence like it was before, but still a very good crowd on hand for this late at night.
That's outside. It's 2-2. Now, earlier in the game, you may have seen Nick Dello Buono take off for second, but you're getting later in the game, you may want a couple insurance runs, and you don't want to be running into outs. There's a lot of life on that first base side.
It really is.
Strike.
Rung him up.
3 called. So strikeout there for Gable. I believe that's his first. It is. He gets one looking for the first out of the inning, and that'll bring Shane Wilson to the plate. Wilson is 0 for 1. He has walked twice. He has a run batted in and a run scored. He knocked a run in with a walk.
Hey, be careful up there. Caravel don't cover you.
Nick's just catching foul balls up there.
Yeah, hot hands Halliday.
How many Goldie baseball games do you do? I don't know if you ever caught one on the dugout up there.
I caught a softball once. That was about it. While I was on the platform, too.
I was on the platform last year and it collapsed on me.
Oh, my goodness.
I thought Glenn Fraser's like, and here's the, whoa, Mike.
And here comes Mike.
Here comes Mike.
I bet you it was
wasn't
because of that
latched.
little. It was because of that little clip hook right here,
It
right?
was not latched correctly.
Yeah.
1-0 on Wilson. Fortunately, there's a stolen base for Delabono. The throw goes into center field, but he will stay at second. Fortunately, I had broken my ankle earlier in the year, and it was, no, it's before I broke my ankle, I think.
I was about to say, fortunately.
Fortunately, it was before I broke my ankle.
That was a strike called.
Yeah, 1-1.
1-1.
That's what Craig and I have in common here, where we've both gone through the broken ankles.
Yeah, well, I've broken a lot.
I have not.
I've broken a
And
lot.
I hope I don't break any more.
Back in my more reckless snowboarding days. Once I started realizing that I was brittle in my late 20s, I was like, oh, I guess I can't do anything adventurous.
Yeah, it doesn't take long.
And now my back is killing me. So, you know, the joys of approaching 40.
Yeah. All right, it's 1-1, 2-0. They changed the scoreboard to 2-0
Oh.
on Shane Wilson. One out here in the sixth. Gable from the stretch takes a look back at Nick Delabono. That's a strike, and it's 2-1. I think the Phillies have the Braves this weekend, don't they?
The Bravos.
Yeah.
I believe that is accurate. And then the Sixers start with the Celtics on Sunday.
And then the Flyers will be playing the Penguins at some point.
Flyers start with the Penguins Saturday at 8 p.m. Smack dab in the middle of a WrestleMania.
Ground ball to the pitcher, Gable. He sends it over to first and gets out number 2. Delabono can't go anywhere, and that's a good thing for Caravel. 2 outs has kind of been a sticking point tonight. We'll see how it goes here. The batter will be, it is going to be Brendan Zielinski, the catcher. They did pinch hit for him last inning.
They did.
And it was a walk and a run bat in. Zielinski, however, is 0 for 2 tonight. We'll see if he can get off the schneid, as they say.
Got a runner in scoring position with 2 outs here. Chance to extend your lead.
Strike 1, pitcher's best friend.
Starting ahead. The off-speed pitch.
So my dog's probably think at home going, nah, you know what she's doing? She's sleeping. She doesn't care. That's a, I thought it was a good pitch. That's a ball. I saw the dog today, and she was like, oh, hey. And that was about it.
Hey.
Oh, hey.
Just got both of my dogs groomed. They look beautiful.
I'm going to get myself groomed.
Yeah,
there's a strike. It's 1-2.
The dogs got groomed today. I get groomed tomorrow.
I got to get the hair shaved off.
Yeah, I got my barber appointment tomorrow. I'm going to do a full face shave, hair, all of it.
All right, 1-2 pitch on the way. The runner goes. That's sent into left center field. Is it going to drop? It is. That's an RBI single for Zielinski. Conrad gets a run back. It's 11-8. That's a good piece of hitting there by Brendan Zielinski.
Absolutely. Tough count there, tough situation, 2 outs, and once again, we get some 2-out scoring from these teams as now it's 11-8.
Delabono was on the move, and he scored without throw. He scored easily. He has scored twice tonight. He has 2 hits. And looks like Zielinski is going to be out for the courtesy runner. And your batter is, don't call me Mick Fleetwood, it's Jack Fleetwood. He's going to go his own way.
Jack Fleetwood.
Takes a strike from Gable. So Conrad adds another one. It's 11-8. Conrad's issues, they have not been able to keep Caravel off the scoreboard in any inning tonight.
Yeah, so they have to keep scoring.
That's fouled off.
Yeah, they haven't shown the ability to stop, so they got to continue the scoring.
Big Mrs. Fleetwood has joined us along the fence here again.
No, I think she was wearing red.
Oh, okay.
Before. Very nice lady. Helped us out on a few senior moments that we were having.
0-2. Must have gotten a piece of that one because it's not strike three. I think after this inning, I'm going to use the chair here for in between innings. My old bones down.
You're going to use the chair to, like, jump off of?
No, just to sit down.
Thought you were trying to get a better vantage point.
I want to jump off into the table like a Buffalo Bills.
Well, that's what I was thinking. I was like, is that
I
like...
am a Buffalo Bills fan, but...
yeah. Sorry, that was the reference I was going for.
Been some great years. That's a wild pitch. And the runner, that's number 15 for Conrad, moves up to second base. The courtesy runner.
Well, that's good, because producing-wise, I forgot to move the last runner, so now he's already on second base. We're breaking the fourth wall with this broadcast.
That's correct. All right.
And there goes my water bottle.
1-2 is the count.
I will pick that up momentarily.
Can Conrad tack on another one here? Fleetwood, swing and a miss. That's going to do it for the Red Wolves here in the sixth. They add one more. We head to the bottom of the sixth. It is 11-8 Conrad. And we're going to keep the video on. And we will see you guys in a minute for the bottom of the sixth. All right, back for the bottom. We never left you.
No, we never left, at least video-wise, but we're here.
Sawyer DeLuca pitching to Garrett Bone. Caravel looking for some late game magic. Bone watches that one, and it's going to be a called strike, 1-1. Keep an eye on our social media stuff. We'll let you know where our next baseball game is going to be. I know we have a schedule. I have to take a look at it. Off speed, swing and a miss. And it's 1-2. Bone tonight has singled twice and walked. So he's reached base 3 times, then he's left for a courtesy runner. Gets a hold of that one, sent into right center from the center field. Barehanded out there.
Wow.
It's another single for Garrett Bone, his 3rd of the evening. And again, we will not have the 1-2-3 inning.
Nope.
It's a pipe dream at this point.
It is indeed, as we approach the strike of midnight.
Like, I hope not. All right, the batter, Jacob Goldstein. Bone's going to stay out and run this time. I think he ran in his first at bat. He was also running. That's kind of a swing and bunt. It'll be foul once he touches it. It's a foul ball. 0-1. Goldstein tonight, 1 for 3 with an RBI. Sawyer DeLuca fan club here tonight.
Yeah, we had the Jack Fleetwood fan club.
Jack Fleetwood fan club. He's going to throw to first. So Caravel had the 6-2 lead and 2 outs in that 5th inning, and then everything turned around. After Goldstein, the designated hitter, Owen Groff, waits on deck. If you're Conrad, you're hitting that bottom of the lineup. This is a chance to get some outs. That fouled into the another world.
Into the night. It's definitely the netherworld over there.
Well, I mean, I say that Jackson Gable, who's the 8th hitter, has been on base 3 times. So there's not easy outs down there. Swing and a miss. That's going to be out number 1. As he fooled him on that one. Groff comes up. He is 0 for 3. We have a timeout called. A loose ball in the outfield.
Came from the bullpen.
Hard to believe the last state championship banner here, 2017. Doesn't seem like it was been that long for Caravel.
I mean, 11, 14, 17. Every 3 years it looks like they were hanging a banner.
Had some good teams. So
Looks like even my year over there, 2006. Looks like they won baseball that year too.
First one was 1998, according to the banner down here. I think that last one, 2017, I think they played St. Mark's. There's a grounder to first. And Carter Barkowski with a nice snag down there. Takes the sure out. The only play he had at first base. I mean, you just won outs. So there's out number 2.
Yeah, this is the point in the game where the coach says to the players, 27 outs. We got to just get to 27 outs. And they are very, very close. So at that point, you just take as many outs as you can with your 3-run cushion.
That'll bring up the pitcher, Jackson Gable. He's on base all 3 times he's been up. He's got a walk. He singled, has a walk, and he reached on an error. He has scored twice tonight. He's done a pretty good job on the mound as well. Kind of got them out of that 8-run inning. One and 0 from the stretch. Here we go. In the dirt, stopped by Zielinski. He's been A busy young man back there, both catchers tonight.
He has. Zielinski, man, he's been all over the place. Even though there have been a lot of wild pitches and pass balls, he's still done a great job behind the plate.
Glad I stopped and got those vanilla cookies earlier. They throw to second. They hit Bone with the throw to second base.
Just beamed him. You didn't see it on the video. It was outside of our scope. But he,
And
actually, I guess he didn't hit Bone. Did he hit Wilson?
Wilson, I guess he took that shot.
Yeah, from our vantage point, it was a little awkward, but I guess it hit Wilson.
Counts 2-0. That was a weird play because it looked like they blew the ball dead, which you normally wouldn't do if the runner wants to go. But he wasn't going anywhere. All right, 2-0 to Jackson Gable. This is a run the Bucks could really use if they want to come back here. Pitches upstairs 3-0. I mean, he will likely be taking here.
Yeah, and DeLuca's been pitching a very good game since he came in. He's really settled things down despite a couple runners on the base paths. Now trying to get out of this inning unscathed for the first time.
Outside ball 4. DeLuca came in the 4th inning to relieve Nick Delabono. Came in mid-batter, which is a little bit strange.
Yeah, and both of these teams have had trouble with 2 outs. It's like their opponent gets to 2 outs, and all of a sudden they freeze up. They do something a little different than they did before. Don't know why, but all game long, when either team has had 2 outs from a defensive perspective, they've had trouble getting that 3rd out.
Can't see the number. I believe this is Will Caldwell back batting now for Caravel, the original number 9 hitter. Lepore pinch it for him last time. It looks like Caldwell's returned, and he's got a fly ball to center. Sliding catch!
Wow!
Made that there by Nick Delabuono in center field. Now we know where our center fielder is.
Wow.
And it's Delabuono with a great play, lined it up, and made the sliding catch to get them out of the 6th inning. So we head to the 7th. Conrad with the 11-8 lead. You're watching high school baseball on 302 Sports. Back to Caravel. 7th inning action. Justin O'Connor steps up to the plate for the Red Wolves as we are hitting the 3-hour mark on this game.
So Jonathan Downs run from the.
Was that who just blew by us?
That was he was coming in from the bullpen.
Yeah, his catcher's taking his time, but Downs was flying by here.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't even have the catcher on the roster, so I'm sure he's just a JV warm-up dude. But Downs, I don't know if he's going to do some pitching, but he was in the bullpen.
Jackson Gable out there. He came in with 2 outs in the 5th inning to relieve Luca Brown. Gable giving up the 1 run in the 5th, and the 6th rather, and he hits no, he did not hit O'Connor. O'Connor had started to move out of the batter's box, but I think he was just resetting himself. I'd like to welcome our West Coast viewers just joining us.
After 60 minutes.
Yeah. And your late local news. All right, here we go. Count is 2-2 on O'Connor. I mean, the game. It's been a long game, but there's been a lot of action. A few too many walks for my taste, but the ever since the relievers have really settled that down, Craig. Have not been a lot of walks since then.
That is very true. The walks have settled down. The wild pitches,
Yeah, those have
not great.
They have mostly disappeared, but
we did have, I believe, 8 total runs on wild pitches when it was all said and done.
That was funny. After this pitch, home. This is O'Connor. We'll see how he does here. Takes the ball. We were looking at the stats, and we're like, well, how many RBIs who has the most RBIs? I'm like,
it's actually not a lot.
no, there's not a lot of RBIs at all.
No, a lot of them
Conrad,
are walks.
Out of the 11 runs, I think 6 have been driven, or 7.
Yeah, the other ones are walks and wild pitches.
And walks. Sends this one to the right side, and it's a base hit for Justin O'Connor. His 5th time to the plate tonight. He is 2 for 4. He's been on base twice, now 3 times. With 2 hits, and he also walked. He has one of the RBIs, by the way, on a walk. That will bring up Mark Sporer. He singled his last time up, been on base 3 times, and has scored a run. Pitch is high. I mean, it's only a 3-run game. It's only a 3-run game. I'm sure Conrad would love to create a little daylight there. Gable gets the. Yep, did not get the call. It's 2-0. To a pitch, and that hit.
That did hit him.
So 2 runners on base. I don't know where Gable is pitch-wise. Did Nick just order a pizza up there?
Oh, he already ordered a pizza, ate the pizza,
Ate the pizza.
recycled the box.
I got the text from the wife. Dinner's in the fridge.
Yeah.
Yeah. I do it. Some days I think it's a miracle.
Oh, I thought that too for myself. But then I'm divorced. I was like, oh, this makes more sense.
That pitch is upstairs. Gable's command is slipping just a bit.
Just a smidge, as it's 1-0. Conrad trying to pad their lead.
Throws the bat out there trying to bunt. Gets a piece of it. It's 1-1. So William Penn, who plays Conrad on Saturday, put up 23 runs today.
Wow.
Yeah. Seaford shut out by Delmar. Woodbridge shuts out Laurel. MOT Charter shuts out McCain. A lot of zeros. Not here.
Not here.
Not here. We got all the runs. That pitch is inside. It's 2-1. Here's a game. Polytech 10, Milford 9. We mentioned the Lake Forest Indian River score earlier. Cape Henlopen 15-13 over Central. Brandywine with the win over Tattle. Concord beats Odyssey Charter. There's a grounder played by Gable with the slide. He makes the out at first.
Perfect bunt.
One out, moves 2 runners in the scoring position.
Yeah, they were very willing to charge to change that 1 out for 2 runners advancing and putting them in scoring position.
Drop my score sheet. Can you imagine me chasing this all over the parking lot?
It wouldn't be good.
No, I'd be like, hold on, Craig's going to call this. All right, the batter is Carter Bartkowski, coming to plate for the 5th time tonight. Which of his particulars momentarily. Takes the strike there.
Those of you noticing that our scoreboard, for whatever reason, the 11 has disappeared from Conrad's side. I will fix that, but they do have 11 still.
This is almost hard to believe. Bartkowski is 0 for 4 today.
That is hard to believe.
And you see Skelton with the smother of the pitch there. You know, wild pitch is O'Connor at third base. We've seen a lot of that earlier in the game, guys scoring on wild pitches. Did he call that a strike? I can't even tell. Nope, that was the ball. It's 2-1.
Ball, 2-1.
That one misses, and 3 and 1. On deck is Nick Dello Bono.
By my count, there have been 474 pitches thrown today.
I wouldn't doubt it. That one.
And he beats it foul.
Shot foul at the plate.
All right, the scoreboard has magically decided to show 11 again.
All right.
I'm not going to question it.
3 balls, 2 strikes, 2 runners in scoring position. It's an 11-8 Conrad lead here in the 7th inning. From Conrad, thanks for joining us. Mike Lang, Craig Laskowski, Nick Halliday, and the dearly departed Jason Winchell.
He was not long for this world.
At sundown, is that what you said?
No, he said someday, but
oh.
it's not going to be this day.
I thought it was off the foot of the batter, but it's going to be a fair ball, and that's out number 2. The runners cannot advance. Good play there by the Buccaneers. The third baseman there, Jaden Brown, makes a good play. I thought that was off the batter's foot, but I'm not arguing. I'll take the out. Couldn't have worked out better for Caravel, Craig. You got the out, and the runners obviously did not advance. So 2 outs. It's Nick Delabuono, now the center fielder. We saw him with the sliding catch in the bottom of the 6th, swing and a miss.
Actually, from the great beyond, Jason Winchell has texted for an update, and I said, well, he said to me, he said, what was the final? I said, oh, there is no final
There's no
yet,
final.
sir. There is no final yet, sir.
He might be on his lunch break before this game ends.
Whew.
Umpire not expanding that strike zone.
No, that is a narrow strike zone that we have had this evening.
1-1. 2 runners on for the Red Wolves. Della Bona would love to stretch it out here. There's a strike. 1 and 2.
1 and 2, trying to get out of this jam with 2
think.
on.
When did Della Bona, how long did he pitch? 3.2 innings, so he was not be in line for the win then. Because he was, I think they were trailing when he left. There's a ground ball to short. Backhand. Here's the, nope, no throw. Throw to second
What a
base.
play.
The run's going to count. And they get the runner out.
Smart play.
Spore stays in the run down long enough. They do count the run. So no RBI on that play. I don't believe there's an RBI on that play as he scores in the rundown. It is going to be 12-8 Conrad as we head to the bottom of the 7th. Craig and I back right after this. Craig didn't know we were going to be saying this at some point. Bottom of the 7th.
Bottom of the 7th.
Here from Caravel. Now the end is near. I face the final curtain. Sawyer DeLuca trying to wrap things up.
It's got a 4-run cushion.
He does. Is that they did get, obviously they counted that run because it scored long before the out.
He has pitched very well.
Jaden Brown, I believe, is the batter. He is our third baseman from Caravel. They've been at the plate a lot too. This is his 5th at bat, or 5th plate appearance. He was hit by a pitch his last time up, so he is 2 for 3, and he's been on base 3 times. Took one in the back his first time up. That's popped way up in the air to left field. And Shane Wilson was way out there. That was clearly the left fielder's play, number 9. I don't know if he was in there before, but that is 1 out.
Yeah, Shane Wilson way out, from shortstop. But Justin Johnson.
I believe Justin Johnson's conversation went like this. Hey, man, it's my fly ball.
Justin Johnson gets some action out there in left field.
Matt Rice, the batter. He is 1 for 3 with a sacrifice fly RBI.
And if I were Caravel here, I'd take a lot of pitches to try to get some base runners because Sawyer did get into a little bit of trouble last inning. You just got to hope that he does again. But they're playing aggressive, and there's a ground ball to third base and a great throw to first.
Yeah, O'Connor got that chopper. Rice can move a little bit, and Justin O'Connor with the nice throw to get out number 2. That was a good play.
Yeah, and just like that, 2 outs. But 2 outs has been where everyone has ran into trouble.
So Conrad with the picket fence for 4 innings, but that big boxcar number 8 there in inning number 5 when they sent 13 batters to the plate, and it seems like most of them walked. Gavin Evans, the batter, he's the last chance here for Caravel. He has been on base 3 times, walked twice, he scored twice, and he singled with a run batted in. Last time up, here's the pitch from DeLuca in the bottom of the strike zone, and that's strike 1. It's 1-1. Looking for I'm going to jinx it here, the first 1-2-3 inning of the night here to close it out. As DeLuca's got some heat on these pitches. Take something off of that one, and there's a single, and so much for your 1-2-3.
The very next pitch.
What am I doing here?
You are just a walking jinx.
Well, as Phil Collins once said, I don't care anymore.
Yeah.
Oh, but I'm bummed.
And as Master of Puppets once said, wait, I flipped that. I was going to say as Metallica once said in Master of Puppets. But now it's not worth saying. It's over. The time has passed us.
Hunter Skelton, the batter here for Caravel. Swing and a miss. Skelton, he singled. He walked and scored. Grounded out with an RBI, and then he flew out his last time up.
Still need 2 base runners to bring up the tying run. Big hack.
DeLuca gets him on that one. It's 0-2 rather, and
0-2.
down
We're
to the
1
final
strike away.
It's been a long night, but you've seen a little bit of everything here tonight.
Yeah, we need.
You've heard a lot of
another baseball foul.
A lot of song references.
Yeah, another yellow bus foul ball.
2 bus foul balls. And they almost took out that car. Did not move, by the way. It's still sitting there. The one almost got the headlight knocked out.
Yeah, that's gutsy.
And a catch here by Nick Halliday on the sideline.
Hot hands Halliday.
Kaleja was impressed. Here's the pitch. Ground ball to short. They're going to go to second. Shane Wilson makes the play, and this game is over. Conrad with the comeback, 12-8 win. First loss of the year for Caravel, and Conrad remains undefeated. They'll take on William Penn on Saturday. And Craig, player of the game?
I'm going to go with Sawyer DeLuca just because of the way he settled the team down when he came in to pitch. Offensively, there were a lot of wild pitches, less RBIs than you'd think in a game with this score. But I think Sawyer DeLuca just came in, he settled down the team, he was able to get out of the innings he needed to get out of, and I think he is our Delaware 302 sports player of the game.
It is Sawyer DeLuca indeed. I want to thank everybody for joining us today. I want to thank the people here at Caravel, Craig Bailey, the athletic director, Kristen Caldwell, the head coach, and everybody else who helped us out here tonight. Remember, Monday night we're back here, and we're back here Monday for the softball field dedication ceremony. And once again, your final score, it's Conrad 12 and Caravel 8-4. Jason Winchell, who's at work, and Craig Laskowski, Nick Halliday, I'm Mike Lang. Thanks for joining us, everybody. Have a good evening.
Thank you for watching.